Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 40 of the Blrd podcast. As always, we have Darkside.
Yo.
Green Tuner.
Hello.
Creamcast.
Hello.
And myself,
Baby.
Ed Underground. Baby.
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 Baby. How you guys
Baby.
doing?
Good.
That's okay. I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Days will get better, my son.
No, it's just I just man, being older sucks sometimes. I was talking to you guys earlier in the podcast, and man, back in the day when I was a young lad, I could eat all the ice cream in the world, all the cheesecake in the world, and I'll be perfectly fine. I might have a little upset stomach, but now I take one scoop of ice cream. I literally got a birthday cake. No, I got fresh vanilla ice cream, a little small one, the small one from Cold Stone, with some Lucky Charms, cookie dough ice cream, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. And I have been on life support for almost 24 hours. So, things are not going great for me, guys. It's not going great. And I just remember, like, when I was a kid, I could, like, digest all the dairy. A cheeseburger, oh, yeah, put 3 layers of cheese, please. Like, oh yeah, pizza, extra cheese, please. Put cheese in my crust. Now pour the cheese right in my mouth. Nacho cheese, man. You know what? Skip the cheese. Skip the chips. Just give me the cheese. Now, I'll die.
Like, what do you guys think of stuffed crust pizza?
Stuffed crust is delicious.
I haven't had stuffed crust in a while.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like the concept, but every time I've had stuffed crust pizza, it's never good.
I loved it back in the day. I mean,
Really?
Stuffed crust pizza still is good.
It's always good.
Really?
It's
I
always
didn't
good.
know
I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't taste that good.
Well, it doesn't. It's not real cheese. What you're eating when you eat it, like your body's telling you, like this is not food.
Yeah.
What you're eating is not food because your brain is trying to be like, wait a minute, what are you trying to do here?
Yeah.
What are you
That's not
trying to
real-
put in me?
Yeah. Your brain knows.
Yeah.
So you have to trick your brain to eating the
It's
stuffed
like
crust cheesecake.
it's string cheese, pretty much. They just roll
Yeah,
up
it is.
string
But thicker.
cheese, and some bread, and then they're like, "Hey, go ahead and have at it." Yeah, it's not real cheese a lot of times, but hey,
Right, but the guy who invented stuffed crust pizza, like he was the last great pizza innovator, and
Mhm.
yeah,
wherever he is, I'm sure he's surrounded by like women and in the thing of money in a hot tub somewhere, and he deserves it. He
Yep.
deserves it.
absolutely.
There hasn't been an innovation like that in pizza technology in years. I mean, I saw Little Caesars had a Batman pizza that they've introduced.
No,
That's just changing
not the
the
same.
shape, though. It's
That's
not
changing
really-
the
that's all
shape.
changing
Yeah.
shape, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
changing.
it's not inevitable.
it's not taking your taste buds on the venture.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I
that's the
mean,
thing. Your taste buds don't go on an adventure when you eat a stuffed crust pizza.
Now the Japanese though, the
No.
Japanese have done crazy things with pizzas.
Well, they've done sushi pizza, which is
Sushi pizzas?
I mean, that's actually pretty good.
They've done a pizza where the crust's all hot dogs, like it's like little hot dogs with like the buns.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've
See
seen
that?
Okay, yeah. No, I haven't seen
Yeah.
that, but I'm sure Ed, would you like that type of pizza? A hot dog
Sushi.
pizza? No, a hot dog pizza.
Yeah, but he wants that
No,
like
I'm not
kielbasa sausage on it.
I'm actually not a big fan
It's
of
like
hot
Ed, you're
dogs.
supposed to chew.
Chew
the
it.
kielbasa.
Yeah, you're
Stop
swallowing.
deep throating.
That makes no sense, but I'm actually not a big fan of hot dogs.
I bet you are.
You're not.
I said I'm
glizzy.
not a big fan.
Yeah,
Of hot dogs.
right. We know you.
glizzy, Yeah, we
Glizzy.
glizzy swallower.
Glizzy.
Hey, everybody knows you remember what your nickname used to be? The Glizzy Whisperer.
Goku?
No,
Glizzy
the Glizzy Whisperer.
I've never been called that.
Yes,
ever.
you have.
Ever,
Yes,
ever,
you have.
ever.
Yes, you
I
have.
don't even. That's my first even hearing that name or term or whatever.
Sure, you have it. That's fine. No, I'm not gonna lie. Stuffed crust pizza is an adventure. Green Tuner, I think you're 100% wrong. Stuffed crust is like because when you eat the pizza, like it depends. I mean, let me ask this question first: are you guys a crust eater, or you just eat everything but the crust?
It depends
Crust
on
eater.
the pizza.
I eat the crust.
Okay.
It depends on the pizza.
Okay,
I ate the crust.
Obviously, there's some
Okay.
pizzas that have way better crusts.
Yeah.
Sure.
and then some suck, but I still will eat the crust.
Okay, all right, because if you don't like crust, then you're definitely not gonna like stuffed crust, unless you like the cheese portion more than normal. Then you might be like, okay,
Well, the
I'll eat
stuffed
crust.
crust is designed for people who don't like the crust.
Yeah.
Is it
I
though?
think.
I thought it was
think
designed
so.
for
I can
those
see
who
that,
like the
yeah.
crust.
No, people who like the crust will eat the crust anyways.
Yeah, they'll
the
eat the
stuffed
crust anyways,
people. Remember when they introduced stuffed crust pizza way back in, was it the 90s? I don't remember.
Yeah,
but I remember
Pizza
when
Hut.
they introduced, Pizza Hut introduced it and it melted everyone's brain. But the commercial said it's the pizza, you eat the crust first. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah,
They turned it
true,
around and
yeah.
ate the
I
crust
tried
first.
doing it, but it
weird.
doesn't work.
Yeah,
Yeah, because then you have like the smallest part of the pizza at the end.
yeah,
So you're eating the widest part first. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm,
It's all
mhm.
awkward.
yeah. No,
Hey,
I
but
agree.
it's stood the test of time. That's a product that product will outlive Pizza Hut the franchise.
It will.
Mhm.
It
Think
will.
about that.
I mean,
That's
people
true.
in the future will herald
Mm-hmm.
the man as the forefather of great cuisine. Really, I mean,
Mr. Hut.
Yeah, Mr. Hut himself. I mean, it's amazing. I wonder if there's a guy there like named Pizza, first name Pizza, last name Hut. Like that'd be kind of great. But yeah, no, I think actually let's talk about it real quick. What type of pizza is the best type of pizza though? I mean, we're all from Chicago area. So we know, about the deep dish, of course. But
Yes.
is that really the best pizza?
No,
For me, no. It's good, but it's not
it's
the
good
best.
when
I
you're
love
in
it,
a
but it's
mood
not the
for it.
best.
Yeah, it's not the
It's
best.
not the best. Okay.
I really do love it, but it's not the best.
It's
No,
not the best.
I've recently had a new type of pizza I've never had before that really blew me away, and that's the Detroit style pizza. Have you guys ever had that Detroit style pizza?
No.
What is that? Please enlighten us.
So Detroit style pizza, it's made in a pan, but the pan is deeper, and they really focus on the crust, like not the crust, but like the crusting of the edge of the pizza. It's all like edge, and it's like a crisp, cheesy edge. It's very good the way they make it, and it's in a square pan. I don't know. You gotta try it.
It sounds like lasagna.
Who makes
encourage you
it?
Yeah, it's like the way it looks like kind of like a lasagna, but it's like it's got the deep dish element and it's got this it's on the crust. It's like a crust focused pizza.
Okay.
It's
And where
light,
can you-
airy, delicious.
Yeah.
Where can you get
makes,
this?
Yeah. Who makes this?
I don't like I obviously it's in Detroit, but I think you can get it. I think Little Caesars they were trying to get on the Detroit style pizza for a while, and then you can get it frozen. I know that, but I don't know how good it's going to be.
Sure. I mean, but
that was the last time I had a true pizza innovation. I was like, damn, this is pretty good.
But can we? I think unequivocally we could say New York pizza is the number one pizza, hands down.
New York style pizza.
Yeah, New York style pizza.
Don't know if I had New York style pizza.
Everyone's had
you've
New
had
York
bocce,
style
like
pizza.
bocce's, right?
Oh, really?
Botches is New York style?
That'll be considered New York.
No, bocce is not New York.
It's not-
New York
yes.
style is thinner. New York style is thinner.
Bocce's is literally. Well,
Bocce's was a doughy one.
What's the one?
Was doughy.
Okay, what's the one that? Remember the pizza you could buy for like $3 back in the day, and it was super huge.
Bocce's.
Bocce's.
Yeah,
that's
Bocce's,
Bocce's.
Yeah,
that
that's
was New York
bocce.
style.
I think
but,
it's still that price and everything.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Well, I haven't been
inflation.
to Bocce's in a while.
Is
So
Bocce's still around?
yeah, it's still around. I just
you're
never
not around me. I've seen it around though.
Because I
seen
know
them
there
popping
was
up.
one in Lions, but I don't know if.
You know what? Look. I consider myself a bit of a pizza connoisseur. Here.
Okay, here we go.
I'm just saying, New York style is very distinct. It's got a little flop going. You know what I mean? It's
Oh
thinner.
yeah, so you can
You
fold
can
it,
fold
right?
it.
Fold it,
Yeah,
yeah.
bocce's
Bocce's.
you couldn't fold bocce's.
You couldn't fold. It was
You
very
could-
crispy.
no.
Nah, it's very crusty.
You can
It was
knock out
very-
somebody with
It was
Bocce's.
dough forward. It was a dough forward pizza. I'm not knocking bocce's. It's very good, but
Bocce's is good. Yeah.
bocce's is not New
Bocce's
York
was
style. I mean, look up a
amazing,
New
yeah,
York
back in the
style
day.
pizza. It's
Yeah.
very thin.
You know what? You're
foldable.
right. It does. I mean, I've had New York style, and it just reminds me because when
We've
you think
all
of
had
Chicago,
it. It's,
like when you think of Chicago, you think of the actual like it's a pie, it's literally a pie.
Mhm.
And then with Bocce's, they had that jumbo slice. It was a deterrent. It was not a deterrent. It was a what's the correct word for it? It was it was a different take on Chicago pizza. That's what they actually say. Deviation. That might be deviation. It was a deviation from Chicago pizza, and they do say it is a Chicago jumbo slice. So I stand corrected.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. Like I said, it's very. I haven't had it in a while, but that crust on the that was a meal.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yes, it was good.
That was good.
I mean, because
I've always enjoyed crispy crust.
Exactly.
I've never liked the floppy one. So if that's New York, might not be up my
New York. Well, New York is a special. New York's a special thing. It's floppy, but it has a crisp.
Yeah, it has a crisp.
It does.
Yeah, it has
I don't think if you really go and try authentic New York style pizza.
That's the thing, though. Yeah,
brick oven, fire oven, like quick, fast, and it's like thin, crispy, but it has that floppability.
Well, the crisp is usually around the edge of the crust, but the actual dough underneath is firm enough. It's floppy, but it's firm enough where you can actually fold it, and that's where you get the structural integrity, where you can fold it like
the New York style.
Yeah, and eat it. But I love New York, and I love New York style pizza for sure. I think that's the best one.
Okay.
I think that's why I went for Bocce's. Like that's why I think I tended to like Bocce's a lot more, because the jumbo slice reminded me of New York pizza. But yeah, it does lose.
Bocce's was good pizza.
It really was.
It was good pizza. So.
My favorite was.
How about that?
You didn't like Bocce's?
Huh?
I think Bocce's is good. Bocce's is like, it's a lot of pizza, but it's not the best kind of pizza. It's not
the best.
Yeah, it is
I'm saying it was good. Yeah,
there's a term for it. Like, I mean,
it was good for the price.
It's called
it was
football
good
pizza. I think is what it's called.
Football pizza. It's pizza. Like, hey, what are you doing? Like back in the day when we used to work at retail stores, whatever.
Yes.
You'd be like, what? Especially when it came out, it's like, hey, where am I gonna stop for lunch? Oh, you can stop at not Pizza Hut, but like Burger King and so forth. Or hey, let's get Bocce's pizza. You run in there, pay your $3, and you were out in and out with a pizza in like a minute. So it was kind of like the hot spot for like a lot of retail, especially because they put it around.
It was like $4.50, and you got a drink too. I think
you got a drink. But what also was good. I'm comparing it to the other options within that range. So it was better than Domino's back then. It was better than Pizza Hut. It was better than Little Caesars. Yes. So that's what I'm comparing it to, because it's.
So I have a fondness in my heart for Pizza Hut. There's a fondness. There's a nostalgia in my heart for Pizza Hut, pan pizza.
There's a nostalgia from the old days, like when you would dine in and have like the games and everything in there. But otherwise, it's not really.
No, Pizza Hut, big New Yorker. When it first came out,
Ooh, that was
New Yorker was good.
It was good. And this was like when it came out, like I think late 90s.
Late 90s.
Everything 90s. You remember about Pizza Hut's from the late 90s.
That was
remember
a good pizza time.
The Bigfoot pizza they had?
Pizza, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Remember back in the day, like the Scholastic, like Pizza Hut book things. Like,
yeah,
if you read a book, you got
free pizza.
Man,
yes.
Good times. But you were saying you're saying don't tell me you're about to say home run in pizza.
Used to be home run and pizza.
Okay, well,
home run in is good if you dine in.
Yeah,
if you dine in.
Yeah, home run in.
If you dine in, it's good.
I don't know if it's just me, but I noticed something different in the taste now than back then. I don't know what they did, but
it's in the crust.
It's in the crust.
Home run is in the crust. That's their magic.
Because sometimes you'll get that weird Cheez-It taste on the crust, which I'm not a fan of.
It's the Cheez-It taste. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
which sometimes I'm in the mood for. I'm in the mood for the Cheez-It taste.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I noticed a difference. Like back then, late 90s, when I was to go to the city, Chicago, and actually.
Well, school. Everybody got it in school. Remember,
I didn't live in Chicago, but we would like go to Chicago to the Home Run Inn before they branched out.
Yeah, Home Run Inn back in the day was really
to
good.
This day.
And
to this day,
Uno's used to be really good too, and they're still not bad, honestly.
Uno Pizza.
Yeah, Uno Pizza.
To this day. You know, when I was a kid, when I was in elementary school, we had pizza day, right? We had pizza day. And when I was a kid, I think they must have done it at the beginning of the week. They gave out this form, and the pizza day would be on Friday. And then Monday, they gave you the form and you fill it out and you have to bring your money in.
You have money to pay.
Dad, can I get, like $4 for pizza? Yeah. And I remember I don't know, because this is when I was a kid. that pizza, that flavor of that pizza I've never been able to get that. I sometimes walk down a street and people are cooking something and I like my senses detect this, like the smell of that pizza. Like I have that moment in Ratatouille where the critic eats the ratatouille and he has that, total recall. I have that total recall on the street. You know what I mean?
Wait,
and it's happened multiple times to me. And I cannot find the fucking pizza.
Are you talking about like school home run in pizza or the
No. This is my school had a deal with some pizzeria. So this was a special order. On Monday, you'd put the order in and you'd get your ass in there with money by Tuesday. Your pizza, your teacher would be like, all right, get your pizza order in. Who's got, you had the little envelope and you had your money in there and you had to give the thing in and you'd make fun of the kid who didn't have pizza that day. Oh my God. I mean, I don't want to speak poorly, but
they were peasants. Like,
that's pretty bad.
Yeah. I remember I was in private school, we had that.
Oh, private school. No, I went to public school, but we had the home run in. So you would pay and they would give you like a little home run in pizza. We never had like a special. So it was either home run in or it was like the school cafeteria square pizza.
Yeah, no, this was a jumbo, and I know now it was not a jumbo slice. I was just a small person, but in my mind, what's frozen in my mind is this giant slice of pizza that I would eat at lunch, and man, I would kill at Underground right now to get a slice of that pizza.
Well, you would murder him for a slice.
I'd murder him.
Never gonna happen. So.
I remember in private school we had the same thing. Yeah, you had bring your pizza money in. You had to bring it in like earlier in the week, and then it was every Friday. There was a pizza, and I still don't remember it. And the thing is, I have the same memory as you, and I've talked about this with other people, and nobody's been able to tell me what brand it was. But it was a thick slice of pizza. It was a big slice of pizza, and it was very like you bit into it, your teeth like. It was like a thickness to it where it was like a regular, like a Chicago, well, not a Chicago deep dish, but a Chicago style pizza. But it was so much cheese on it. It was almost like a layer. Like it was like you could look from it from a side and you can see like, there's a layer of pepperoni, there's a layer of cheese, sauce. It was really thick. And when you bit into it, it had that like that. There was something you had to bite into it. It wasn't like
mine was thin. I remember mine was distinctly a thin. And then here's another thing you're jogging my memory here. The really cool kids, they got 2 slices.
Oh yes.
Their parents paid for 2 slices.
Yeah.
And when you're done with your pizza, you're looking around. This little motherfucker's got another slice right there.
That's a little bitch ass. Yeah,
he's rich as hell.
Yeah. But I forgot the name of the pizza place. I think it started with a V, and I could remember what it was, a V or A, and I remember it was so vividly, and it was the same thing. Like when my parents used to give me money for it, I used to think I was the richest kid in school because you would get pizza, you would get a can of soda with it, and you were the shit. And then there would be
the best day of the week.
Yeah, and then
on pizza week, you would look forward to Friday, man.
Absolutely.
Kids would be talking about it.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Aurelio's.
Fucking little blue bloods over here.
Yeah.
I never got the money. My mom would never give me money. I was a kid.
Oh, look, I would. Here's the thing. I'm not going to pretend that I had money to like. I ate one type of sandwich every day of my life, but on pizza day, my parents must have known because I must have driven them crazy. And here's the thing: you brought the money for pizza day in this little envelope, and at the outside of the envelope, you filled out your name and you filled out like what type of pizza you want, and your parents put the thing in, they sealed the envelope.
Right.
My envelope was straight up change because my mom just be like, fuck, fine. And she would like empty the change on the counter and be like, here's $4.50 or whatever it costs. And then I would come with like this envelope full of metal where all these kids have like cash in there.
Dollar bills.
Right.
So, I mean, but I got that damn pizza. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah. So the pizza place is, I think it was Aurelio's, because it looks
Aurelio's is all right.
Aurelio's.
Yeah, I like Aurelio's.
Yeah.
Aurelio's is good pizza.
It was Aurelio's Pizza, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the menu right now. I can't see if they sell. Well, I don't. Well, we bought it by a slice, but I mean,
yeah, no, they sell it by a slice. I've been to Aurelio's. That's good.
I haven't been to Aurelio's in so long, and yeah, it was just and because I remember the one thing I do remember about the pizza is that because the pizza we had different lunch periods in our school, is that the kids like when we get pizza sometimes it'll be cold, and I'm not gonna lie, even as a kid, cold pizza, like,
I had that,
like medium warm pizza, not even cold,
still good.
Medium, it was still good. It was really good.
Still good.
Like I prefer my pizza actually to be medium warm as opposed to piping hot, and it was phenomenal. So
medium warm. Cold, I don't like cold pizza.
Yeah, it can't be like dead ass cold
because
like,
the cheese turns gross.
Yeah.
It's
fine. My wife
there's something
likes
good about
pizza.
cold pizza.
I don't like cold pizza.
I can't do cold pizza.
It's gross to me.
Oh no!
I
like in the morning, like if you have like on the weekend, if you have like you had a party or something, and you get up and you want to, I could eat some cereal or cold pizza, and you just like, I've done that before.
I can't do that.
I've done the cold pizza.
Yeah, because the cheese is all nasty.
There's a different flavor if you warm it up.
There is a different flavor which I don't like. Yeah,
I don't like it either.
Listen, I think the cold pizza thing comes from like bachelor life, like, hey, you wake up like, man, you know, I can
it's pure laziness. I don't want to put it in the microwave. I want to eat it now.
I just want to eat it. I'm like,
I'm holding the pizza. Why would I put more steps
can't wait the
me?
minute that it would take to microwave it.
You literally put in
30
seconds, put a paper towel over it, and have yourself a banging ass pizza. But like, nope, I need the quickest way into my mouth, into my stomach, and so I can go back to sleep or go about my day. So I'm the same way. But
now since we're on the subject here, how many of you, when you ate pizza with your friends especially, pretended to be Ninja Turtles?
Oh heck yeah!
I mean, when I was like 6, 7.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, maybe like a week ago.
Well, actually, maybe even beyond that.
Yeah, well,
it was because of Ninja Turtles. No, I've done that before. When I think till I was like 9 or 10, but it was because of the Turtles that I like loved pizza.
No, I'm saying it sounds like you did that like recently, like
you did that probably like 2 weeks ago.
No, because my
dude,
my favorite memories of eating pizza has been either with my family or watching Ninja Turtles. I would literally sit at my in the living room watching Turtles, eating pizza. That was my first introduction to pizza. So that's why I have so fond memories of it.
That's kind of sad.
Isn't that stupid though?
Sad.
How's that sad and stupid?
No, I'm not saying you're stupid. No, I'm saying
you're an idiot.
I am.
No.
The fact that we as kids, they're turtles in New York who got got some radioactive gunk.
Yeah, sand.
Yeah, gabbity goo, gibbity goo, poured on them. And they got
Do you know where that? By the way, you know where that radioactive goop came from?
No, where did that come
Was
from?
it
Daredevil?
Oz?
Daredevil. Yeah.
Really?
Daredevil.
Wait, what?
Yeah, look it up. Eastman and Laird, their first issue. You guys know how Daredevil got his powers? The real, like the original origin of Daredevil?
original.
Stan Lee written, the Stan Lee,
Yeah, I don't remember.
So he's a kid. He was a kid who was crossing the street, and it's the most Stanley origin you could think of.
And
of course, a truck with
the street.
radioactive blind people bit him. Now it was radioactive, like it was radioactive barrels in this open, like this Ford pickup truck. This guy didn't fasten the barrel lids down, and it hit a pothole. And Matt Murdock was standing, or he was trying to help someone across the street or something. And it splashed into his eyes. That's literally the most lazy Stan. I love Daredevil. I love him.
Let's be honest. Stan Lee was pretty lazy with his stuff.
It was. Anyways, the story goes that in the Eastman and Laird comic, you see that scene. You see a kid getting splashed in the eyes with the ooze, and then the ooze drips into the sewer grate, and then it drips onto the turtles.
Onto the turtles,
Okay.
Canon.
Oh, well, hey,
pretty crazy.
I learned something new, and it's funny because I actually believed. I'm not gonna lie, I actually believed that he got some gibbly gobbly goo from radioactive blind people. Like, he's walking.
Wouldn't you believe it though?
He's walking down
Stanley. God damn.
Like some random homeless guy. You know, he's like, "Hey, can I get some change?" Like, no, I'm just a kid. And he bites him. Like, oh no!
My senses.
He's like, I lost my eyesight, but I know kung fu.
Yeah.
So weird.
Now I can detect change from 3 miles away.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, Stanley was may rest in peace. But yeah, there. I know there were some stories, some origin stories.
He had
that were
humble
pretty nice.
origins for his characters, but man, he spun gold from nothing, man.
Yeah, no,
He was a
Sometimes,
great
yeah.
hype man.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
But
was.
because remember when he started doing things on his own without the assistance of like artists and everything. And then we got to see how superheroes would be if it was just up to Stan Lee.
Yeah, they're not great.
Like, the Falcon or the Hawk, or I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, it was not good stuff.
So it's like, okay. So that's what we would have been with if it hadn't been for like
DC Comics also got with him one time, and they did Stan Lee creates the DC universe, and they're like, "All right, Stan Lee, how would you do Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman?" It's some of the worst shit I've ever read in my life. Yeah, it's really bad.
He was not the greatest.
God bless him.
Yeah, he was not the greatest.
I love Stan Lee. I love Stan Lee. He was awesome.
He was a hype man, and I remember reading those old comic books, and you would just get excited about seeing like crossovers happen. And it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't really that good, but it was hyped because of just the material of what it was. And the fact that we actually got to, it was just a great time, like back in the day, reading comics, we didn't have all these fancy CGI and so forth. I mean,
back in my day,
it was just literally, like kind of like what Green Tuner said, a hawk, and Stanley came up with a Hawkman. It literally was just a guy in a hawk suit. He was just a hawk with legs. And
literally, it was like fucking X-Men. What is their origin? They were born with it.
They were born with it.
I mean, he can spin gold out of a simple concept. Like
he can.
That was his thing.
He was more the idea guy. He's like, all right, what if we have a guy that gets angry and turns into a monster?
Yeah.
And then whatever artist would be around would actually create it in a nice package. But if it was up to Stan Lee, it would have been like a really shitty put together package. So that's what I'm saying. Like Stan Lee's awesome when it comes to like thinking of ideas or things like that. But just the execution is where he fails.
Right. I mean, there's definitely better artists out there than Stan Lee and storyboard writers than Stan Lee. But yeah, Stan Lee, when he kicked off an idea, he
was able to take like a superhero concept and like, would make Spider-Man interesting is that he's a regular guy.
Yes. He would be the guy that'd be like, oh, well, let's make him, more relatable.
Yeah. Or like the X-Men, like the whole like mutant angle of the X-Men is the most interesting thing now, how the world perceives them.
And he tied that into like the civil rights movement and
yes, into racism and bigotry and things like that. When it came to like how mutants were treated, you could relate it to different things.
Right, exactly.
One thing that I was thinking about the other day, speaking of comic books, I found myself that when I was younger, like I was a diehard Marvel guy, right? I would just consume, especially X-Men. X-Men was my thing.
Sure.
I just loved X-Men. I would just read it constantly. I would be obsessed with, X-Men, X-Force, all the weird X-Men spin-offs.
X-Factor.
But then now that I'm older, for some reason, I'm more into DC. Yeah, like I find myself reading way more DC than I used to. I don't know if it's the same with you guys.
It's kind of the same. My first, I remember when I was going to the White Hand Pantry, and I saw, and I saw this
completely random.
No, but this is how it happened. I saw X-Men.
This is Orange Story.
This is Orange Story. I saw the comic book X-Men hanging out.
You got bitten by a radioactive chicken.
Yeah.
No.
I was about to say, like, there's some guy who like ushered him behind the White Hand Pantry. Where's the story going at? This is a dark origin.
My first comic book was I forgot the issue of it, but it was X-Men and had like all the X-Men on the front cover. It had Cyclops shooting out his laser eyes, Wolverine.
Yeah, that's X-Men 1.
Okay, X-Men 1.
Is a fold-out cover with Magneto?
Yes, and they're all like on the back,
back and front. Yep.
So that was my first my first encounter. Heck yeah, first
damn
encounter.
nerd.
But that actually inspired me to make my own comic books when I was a kid. But yeah,
I think that a lot of kids were inspired back then. Every kid had a story, and I remember I had created a comic book character of, I call him the mime man, where he was just black and white, and He's black on one side, white on the other side, and he had the power to like pretty much mimic just by looking at certain mutants. He can mimic their powers, and it was such a lazy, stupid story as a kid.
We all did that.
Yeah, we all as kids did that. And I think that shows you how powerful comics books were then. Now, I don't think any of us could have imagined like comic book stories being as wonderful or as impactful as they are today.
Oh yeah,
for especially for the masses. But for those that knew, they knew. Like back in the day, like that was just it was a cool hobby to have. It was a cool thing to be a part of. And yeah, I think I definitely give a lot of props to the early comic book writers, and of course I was the same way like with Green Tuner, really big into Marvel at the time. I was big into Spawn as well, just because it was a cool.
Spawn was awesome, but Spawn was like my teens, late teens was Spawn.
Teen angst,
but
teen angst, yeah.
From very young to still late teens was Marvel, and like I said, especially X-Men and Spider-Man. But Spider-Man, it would have to be, who's the guy that drew them like really square?
Square?
Yeah, like his artwork was very squarish. He had like
John
a specific
Romita?
style. Yes. So that was the one guy.
John Romita Jr. Sorry,
Jr.
is who you're thinking of.
Yeah, John Romita. That was like my specific guy that I would go out of my way to buy issues drawn by
John
him.
Romita Jr. is really cool artist. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You said Square, and I immediately knew who you were. He has a very distinct style. Yeah,
very distinct. But yeah, so like Spawn, I love Spawn just like Creamcast said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Spawn was great.
He's been inspired by a lot of comic books and folklore and Chinese stories and stuff like that.
Well, before we get to that, I was going to ask Creamcast, what was your Marvel series?
My Marvel series at the time, I will honestly say, if I had to choose, was just regular X-Men. I was really intrigued by the whole Bishop storyline. Only because
with Cable and shit?
Cable, because the one big thing for me as a black man, it was we didn't have even when the original X-Men roster,
the black experience.
Yeah, the black experience. I'm gonna be honest, like
of course,
you're right. There really wasn't
any black characters in the Marvel universe. I mean, you had Black Panther, which I loved as well.
He wasn't pushed as much.
He was back then.
Yeah. He wasn't really pushed as much as he is now.
No, I had old comics of Black Panther as a kid, and it was just kind of Black Panther would show up to like in the comic book would just show up, and it wasn't like a really great cohesive story, and it was just and at the time, of course, I don't know how you guys' comic book experience was. I didn't get comic books in series. Like I didn't get like issue 1 through 10. I would get issue 2, then issue 6, and then it'll be a huge story gap. I'm like, what the hell just happened? But as a kid, I had to make up, figure out what happened. And of course, I think a lot of comic book writers knew that, so sometimes they would put like recaps in the beginning of the story, in the beginning of the issue. But for me, it was kind of like a disheveled experience. But with Cable and with Bishop, it was cool because this is the first comic in a major franchise or a major series as a kid that had a big black dude with Jerry curl and shit. And I'm just like, and a big ass M, and I'm just like
on his eye or whatever. It was so fucking
I was just
cool.
Like, I was like, he's just fucking cool. And I remember making so many comic book characters where they had like something written on their face, like numbers or some shit. And I just thought that was cool. So for me, that was the thing. And then, I know Darkseid's like, oh my goodness, the black experience. But same thing. Like I'm happy for Darkseid. He has, Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel now.
And I say that kind of in jest, but I'm being serious. Like we didn't have growing up a lot of representation of
male
because
you had Storm.
Storm.
That's true.
Storm didn't do nothing for. I'm gonna be honest. It didn't do nothing for me as a black male. As a black male, there was nobody. So yeah, and that's what I think another reason why I got into Spawn, because you have Al Simmons, a black guy. Granted, you didn't. have him. You didn't see him as Al Simmons much, other than like backstory and so forth. Before he became Spawn, but it was cool to know that there is an actual anti-hero that was just black. It wasn't like
Yes.
he's just showing up and he's kind of in there, but he's actually the main person.
Well, he was a prominent main character, whereas a lot of your black characters in comics were like side characters or guest stars, or they were never like the focus. And it's, it's just the way it is. But yeah, he was the first, even for me, he was the first main character that was black. And
Spawn,
yeah,
because as cool as Bishop was, he was playing second fiddle to Cable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though he's a really cool character, and I really love his character, they would put more emphasis when it came in the story to Cable than Bishop. Yeah.
And there was like Blade and stuff, but Blade was not as prominent.
Blade again wasn't pushed. Yeah. He wasn't pushed. Black Panther wasn't pushed.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of whether black superheroes we have.
You will struggle to think about it because all the main characters that we know and love are all white males.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific hasn't even to this day been really pushed when it comes to DC.
Yeah. Black Lightning.
Would you say
Black Lightning hasn't been really pushed?
Would you say the first like major comic book character that turned into an animated series would be Static Shock?
Static Shock would be the one, but
well, Spawn had an animated
aside
series.
from the cartoons, there's nothing really that's been pushed. The cartoon was its biggest break. But aside from the cartoon, nothing really has been pushed for.
I think Spawn,
for Static Shock.
Yeah, I think Spawn was the first animated.
Spawn encompassed everything. Yeah. Comics, movie, animated series.
Yeah. Did you ever read
toys? You name it.
Do you guys ever like? This is a niche thing, but do you ever read a imprint called Milestone?
Yes.
No. You know what I'm talking about?
It's been a while, but yeah.
No.
It's a black creator owned comic company.
Yep.
Oh, I've heard of them, but I've never read.
They're coming back.
Yeah, Static Shock was part of that Milestone.
Yep.
It was sub universe of DC Comics that got absorbed into DC Comics, but it was like Image, but it was all black owned, focused characters, and there are some good ones in there. Static Shock was one of them,
and they're coming back too.
Yeah, I've heard they're coming back.
Yeah, and I just want to caveat it with the situation. I don't want, black comic book heroes just to be black, just for the sake of being black.
Yeah.
But I think that with Spawn, having a figure actually just be the main point of the story and actually seeing that perspective, which is cool because it wasn't like looking at Spawn as like kind of a Black Panther. He's made into a king and blah blah blah. Like
I was just about to say that.
Hey, I don't want him to be a king. He's just
the cool thing about Spawn, like you're saying right now, is Spawn. He just happens to be black.
Yeah, it's just happening.
His character is not defined by his ethnicity or his race. He just happens to be black. Whereas Black Panther, it's very like African centric.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Afrocentric.
Exactly.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not discrediting that either. Like it can be Afrocentric, and we see that that with any type of character based by a race. I know Ed's like, so happy at this point, but
I know because he's all
But I think the big point is that if you're going to encapsulate a character based on their race, it has to be really good. And I think with like even what we've seen with Miss Marvel so far in the clips, that seems like it'll be decent. But I'm really interested in how they're going to play that out because they're doing the whole LGBTQT route with with her being Muslim. So it's just like
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, isn't she supposed to be Muslim? I think
that part, yes, I know, but I didn't know the LGBTQ.
Yeah, I think in the series she's supposed to be.
Is she?
I thought she was.
I didn't know that.
I thought she was supposed to be a lesbian in this one. But anyways, maybe I misread it or misheard it. But I'm curious to see what happens. But yeah, Spawn, the fact that we see like black characters like Black Panther, and now we see Spawn, or we've seen Spawn with Blade, that there can be really cool stories being told, with black characters and any character of any race and so forth. So I'm glad, and I understand like how Like a lot of these comic books, they had to start with somewhere. So they started with what they knew. They probably thought that black people wouldn't like comic books at the time.
Well, that's why they had like the super, not in a bad way, but black exploitation characters like Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, right?
Yeah, back in the day.
Mhm.
Or even Blade really was a black exploitation character when he had like the fro and everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm just really excited to see what the future is going to bring.
Did you guys ever read like the later Spawn issues, where he started remembering how he really was when he was alive?
If it's anything recent, no.
Not recent.
No.
I've seen.
It's pretty
Like,
cool.
he was like a mercenary type.
No, he was a complete asshole to his wife.
Yeah, it was.
But the thing is, in his mind, he blocked it.
Yeah,
so that's why when he came back, he was like, "Oh, I love her" and everything. But then he started remembering, and he was such an asshole that he actually had his wife have a miscarriage or something.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't remember
so
that.
No, that's
it was really cool giving that character those deep layers instead of
it kind of made you understand why she moved on from him.
Why she moved on.
When you were reading that comic, she's remarried.
Yeah. She thought she was the bitch. Like, he's like, oh my god, like, because you're entranced with, Allison is now
how
Spawn.
Cool Spawn is.
Yeah, he really wanted, to be with his wife again, and she's moved on, and he's all hurt because she moved on. Granted, years have passed, but yeah, you always looked at her as the bad guy, but yeah, I didn't know that. But it makes it realistic, and
it makes it realistic too, because the thing is, you're talking about a guy that goes out and his job is to murder people. Yeah. He's not gonna go back home and be a normal person. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think I saw.
It was really cool. If you guys get a chance, you should read at least later issues. They kind of start tying things up.
Yeah, I think I started reading. I think I started reading once Vindicator started coming around. I think when they started having, like, he was being announced, and I think he ended up killing. Like, Vindicator ended up killing like another Spawn or something like that, and I stopped reading it after that point, mainly because I couldn't keep up with it. Because comic book stores started dying, really. Like, mid 2000s, comic book stores,
especially like the small business, like the small comic book stores.
Yeah,
like I can't think of one. All we have now is like Graham Crackers, or Graham Comics. I'm sorry.
Graham Crackers.
Yeah, a lot of them died. So at that point, it was just like I got out of comic books. I stopped paying attention to them. But I wouldn't mind picking up the Spawn series again to actually see how far they've come and see where.
I still have to read King Spawn. I haven't even read that.
I heard it's pretty good. I have to read it myself. You guys want to hear something funny?
Go ahead.
Sure.
So I think it was last year. My brother showed me like the top 20 list of black anime characters.
Black anime.
Black anime characters, yeah.
Okay.
Anime, okay.
Yeah. So,
Mr. Popo.
He's actually not in there.
What?
But,
is that a real list then?
That's
but speaking about number one was actually Piccolo.
I mean,
Piccolo's
everybody knows.
black?
Everyone knows.
No, he's not black. He's an alien.
No,
he's
the Meckians. The Meckians.
All right. The Green Tuner, let him have it. All right.
Okay, fine.
Man, he was the
You guys are Piccolo.
Let's let him have it.
Yeah, geez.
Let him have it. All right.
Every you ask any black person, they're gonna be like, who's the best father to Gohan? They say black men can't be great fathers. That's the whole social trope that's been said. But look at Piccolo. Piccolo, like
that's true.
Goku ended up getting.
Goku was such a fucking.
He's a shit dad.
Horrible father.
Yeah.
He basically let Piccolo raise his son.
Well, but
black and green is basically the same thing.
I mean,
really, the Martian Manhunter's black too.
Yes, he is now. He's pretty much black.
No.
He
chooses to turn into a black person. But
no.
Again, he's an alien.
Well, you guys see what's the Supergirl, where the CW series, where I don't know if it's Martian Manhunter. I don't think it is. I think it's just some aliens that can shapeshift into humans, and they shift into humans, and they're like, "Why'd you shift into a human?" They're like, "Because I want to know the experience of a black person and how I've been treated since the 60s. I'm like, well, that's very woke for you, but I'm not gonna lie. If I was an alien and I could come back, I could come and change to any person. I see some black people getting their ass whooped in the 60s. I'm gonna be like, you know what? y'all cool.
Yeah.
Y'all really cool and all, but I'm going with the white people because I'm not getting my ass whipped right now.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I want to see that scene where it's like I wanted to walk in the experience of the black experience. This sucks. Yeah.
I'm sure Family Guy would probably
becomes a hot blonde girl and walks away. Yeah.
It's so simple. I'm not gonna lie, but before we get into the Dragon Ball Z conversation, since it was brought up about Piccolo and so forth, the Ed Underground. Go ahead and do your transition that you were planning to do earlier. That was absolute dog shit.
Well, it's bad on purpose, but that was the transition.
No, they're not bad on purpose.
Give us a good transition.
Okay, give us
good transition. Give us your best one.
Yeah. Best one? See, now I got to think about it.
It was a good transition.
Oh, yeah, take your time.
Yeah. Well, there is one man out there on this world who is heavily inspired by comic books and stories. His name is Akira Toriyama, and he is the creator of not just Dragon Ball, but many other characters, comics, mangas back in the day. So, but he is best known for Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT, I guess, and Dragon Ball Super. But
no, you already messed up. No,
GT doesn't exist. He helped out. He didn't create.
He didn't do anything.
He did some things.
I'm pretty sure Akira Toriyama didn't do.
He spoke a little bit about it, but he didn't create it. GT was created because the company wanted something after.
So this is your transition.
This is the worst
long tirade
fucking transition I've ever heard. What are you transitioning us into?
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, the life of Akira Toriyama. This is the Akira Toriyama.
How something so good has been so destroyed by corporate America.
Okay.
How is this a transition?
Let me try.
It has to be.
You're transitioning into Akira Toriyama. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
He created Dragon Ball.
Yeah, great, but it's not the main thing we're talking about.
We're talking about something that's based off what he created.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
we were talking about the black experience and stuff. I was like, all right, I'm going to transition into race swamping and talk about what a great race swamp. The race swamping in the movie we're about to talk about.
Right.
Yeah. At least that leads into the movie we're talking about.
Sure.
I mean, he gave us that was his best, guys. Let's everybody gets.
That was his best. We asked for his best.
Okay, that was his.
Yeah,
you tried.
You did.
You did say that was.
I gave you something.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, you said it was your best.
Guys, let's give him participation trophy. He did well.
Right.
So good job. Good job there, Underground.
Everybody's a
winner. So no, that is a good somewhat of a transition. I mean, so just like what Darkside was saying, with the black exploitation, how a lot of characters are getting pushed over for other characters. So like the black characters are getting pushed over to the side, and we have primarily white characters, which is once again not a bad thing. It is what it is. Talking about now with Dragon Ball Evolution. Jeez, that was a movie. A character. I mean, even though Goku is an alien and so forth, they could.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's not.
Yes, he
is.
Is.
Not an alien. No. I'm talking.
Did they even reference that in this movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did.
Oh,
did you even watch the same movie?
I watched it. Okay, so we can go into the legendary story. Of the first time we watched it, which is a good story. But I did watch it recently. I turned it on 1.5 times speed to watch it as fast as possible. It is a solid hour 29-minute movie to begin with, and it came in a sweet 1 hour at 1.5 times speed, and I didn't lose a bit of any of the plot. I did fall asleep
one time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I've never seen.
Guys, can we give it a fair? Let's give it a fair shake.
I gave it a fair shake.
Okay, we get it. Dragon Ball Evolution pissed the bed, right?
But wait a minute.
It crapped in it too.
Yes.
No.
We're talking about.
I like the ring of that.
No.
B-E.
Yeah. Did it piss? Did it piss the pet? Yes. But we still need to give it a great shake to make sure all the piss got taken out of it. Let's give it a fair shot.
There's good stuff. There's good stuff to talk about. There's good stuff.
The movie started out promising, right?
No.
It seemed like they were having somewhat of a plot.
Then
there was where he's like, "Oh, I'm training because the aliens will come from, Piccolo will come back and destroy the Earth and everything." And then once it got going, like I have no, I just couldn't keep up with the story. 1 minute they were one place, then they were another place, then they were fighting, then they were not fighting. Then we were supposed to feel bad for certain deaths that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was insanely rushed towards the end.
Well,
Goku punched a fly into Grandpa Gohan's mouth.
Yeah.
That's when it lost me.
That's when it lost you?
Yeah, that was the beginning. Yeah, so yeah. That was the beginning.
All right.
Yeah, that's where it lost me.
Okay.
I mean,
So y'all
literally the beginning of the movie, it already lost.
Did you walk out? Did you
remind
all of our listeners?
Did you walk out of your room?
Yes, I was just.
All right. I've been thinking a lot about this. Hold on now.
I walked out 5 times in my room.
So we watched Green Junior, Ed Underground, and I. We watched this movie together. We went to the theater
when it came out.
We talked a little bit about this. Ed Underground's a big fan of Dragon Ball. He's a bigger fan than we are, and so he wanted to see it. We went to the theater to see it, and there's a very attractive ticket taker there.
Yes.
And he's all in for it. Then he goes up to take the ticket, and then he turns around and goes like, "You guys really want to see this movie?"
Yes,
that sounds like Ed.
Yes, and we were like,
what the heck? To this day, I'm in my mid to late 30s. To this day, it haunts me.
Is this why you picked this movie to?
I mean, we've talked about that moment before, but it's seared into my mind. Now, I went in there and we sat down and we watched this entire movie. Now, you famously walked out of Batman and Robin. Everybody in the world knows this.
Yes.
Now, you sure as hell did not walk out of Dragon Ball Evolution.
I did not.
So the question must be asked at Underground right now. Is this a better movie than Batman and Robin?
It's on the same level.
Oh.
You didn't walk out of Dragon Ball Evolution, my friend.
Well, back then I wasn't. Okay, I was a kid.
Which one would you rather?
Oh, you were a kid?
Yes.
During Dragon Ball Evolution?
Yeah, kids do a lot.
And you were what? You were what during Batman and Robin?
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
You were not a kid. Switch? No, I was a kid. Batman. Yeah, I think Dark Side got that mixed up.
Yeah.
I was a kid when I walked out of Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Yeah. You said the other movie.
Yeah. If you walked out of the other movie,
it would have made more sense to walk out of Dragon Ball
Evolution. Yes. You were older. You could have walked out. It's more believable.
If somebody driven home.
Yeah. So are you saying I should have walked out and left you two there by yourselves to enjoy that movie?
You did not even propose.
You didn't even
of leaving.
You didn't even say it.
No, just like how you did with your friends.
You sat there captivated watching the screen.
Yeah.
Not captivated. I wasn't.
Yeah, you had your
stupid. You didn't walk out. You didn't walk out.
I did not walk out. I did not walk out. I was captivated in horror of how bad this was.
But you didn't even propose to us to walk out.
No, I'm not going to propose to anyone else. They can make their own decisions.
That's what you.
I hope the Blrd podcast audience understands. The Blurries understand here. When the concept of you walking out of Batman and Robin, which is so alien and so like ridiculous, is because we've sat with you through this movie, which is way worse a movie than Batman and Robin.
On the same level, but go ahead.
There's no way that. Okay, let's get this out there.
You think this is better than Batman and Robin?
I would rather watch Batman and Robin.
I would rather watch Batman
1,000 times.
I think it's on the same level. I think it's on the same level.
You know what? I don't know what's more insulting, that you, as a Dragon Ball Z fan, would say this is not that bad as Batman and Robin is to Batman.
I never said it was not that bad.
I think true Dragon Ball Z fans
do not like this movie.
Yeah, there's no question. Yeah. There's no question. You saying it's on the same level.
Yeah, I gave Batman and Robin a 1.
I'm just saying.
So Dragon Ball Evolution would be on the same level, meaning a 1.
Which one would you rather watch again?
Neither.
No.
No, you have to watch one. Yeah.
Which one would you rather?
Don't dodge the question.
No, that's a stupid answer.
That's a dodge.
Which one would you rather?
Not a dodge. I wouldn't want
Creamcast.
If you had to,
I wouldn't want
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Okay, no, we get it. You wouldn't want to, but if you had to,
let's ask Creamcast. Which one would you rather watch?
Exactly.
What do you mean exactly? I'm trying to catch.
You laugh.
No.
Uh-huh.
If I had to choose between the two movies, is this now or back then?
No.
Exactly.
Okay.
No.
Well, my answer was gonna be the same. Well, go ahead. What are you about to say, Ed?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
My answer would be the same either way. I'd rather watch 1,000 times over Batman and Robin than Dragon Ball Evolution. Easy.
Everyone would. There's so many better things in Batman and Robin. You have the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze alone. The one-liners alone. It's not a good movie. I get it. But it's a better made movie. At least it's a better made movie.
As crappy as the movie was, you could follow the plot.
Yes. Yeah. It had big actors. It was memorable. It was
I could follow the plot.
colorful. There were sets. There was a fucking Batmobile.
The fight scenes in Dragon Ball Evolution, it was like I was watching Power Rangers. It had that level of CG.
No, I feel like I was
and
watching
we're talking about a movie that was made
Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Power Rangers.
After.
Not only that, like everything about it is insulting. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball fan in this group here, but the casting is insulting. The costume design is insulting. The makeup effects,
lame.
Everything is insulting. Like at least with Batman and Robin, there's a charm.
Nipples.
Like I told you, my favorite Bane is the Bane where he's in the fedora as the chauffeur.
Oh.
That's like that's stuck in my mind because I like it. I mean, that's something in there I like.
I hated that.
But I mean, but let's say this though.
What is the one redeeming quality of this movie where I could point at and be like
Batman and Robin or Dragon Ball?
No, well, Batman and Robin I have a fondness for because of all the little things we talked about, the Schwarzenegger thing. But Dragon Ball Evolution, you said it's one, just like Batman and Robin. How? Explain that. How is it on the same level? Go ahead.
The whole plot is different. I didn't like the cast. I didn't like how Goku was portrayed. Any of the characters, how they're portrayed. Even downright to Shenron, the dragon. Like, your background.
What's the dragon's name?
Shenlong.
Okay, you said Shenron.
Oh, whatever.
Fake fan.
Fake fan, my God.
Fan. But anyways, like the background that you have for the listeners, he has Shenlong, the dragon, in his background. And as we know, if you all have seen the anime, that the dragon is fairly throughout the sky, and the sky turns pitch black, and you can actually see the dragon from miles away. In the movie Dragon Ball Evolution, he's barely. You can barely see him. If you go past the canyon, the sky didn't turn black. He's a golden dragon and just a normal size dragon that we all have seen before, like in a, I don't know, cartoon or whatnot.
What's the name of the dragon?
Shenlong.
Shenlong?
Shenlong. You tell me what the name of the dragon is, Darkseid.
Shenron with an R.
Yeah, I said that. I have a lisp. You can't even see that right. A lisp sometimes.
Interesting.
So, yes.
Interesting.
But anyways, I don't think there's a redeeming quality about this movie for me. As Creamcast looks up the name.
just like any list.
I'm looking at other people. Actually, I was looking up
who
James
would you put
Wong.
higher?
Wait, say it again. You're both talking at the same time.
Go ahead.
Oh, the director James Wong.
Yeah, I knew it was Shenron from the beginning. I was just letting you talk. But I was looking up James Wong. I was looking up James Wong's filmography because I want to talk about that in a little bit.
He's done X-Files.
But anyways, Green Turner, what you were saying? Yeah, no, you're right. But I just want to when we have future conversations, I want to make sure I can talk about intelligently about his actual career.
Yeah,
but go ahead, good. Green Turner.
Oh no, I was just trying to ask Ed seriously because it's such a coward answer to say that they're both on the same level.
Yeah, it is.
Which one is above? Even if it's a hair above.
I asked you. The question was, what makes them the same? And you dodged. You totally dodged the question. What gives it? You said they were both a 1 for you.
Yes, they are both 1 for me. And I was saying the plot, the characters, the cast, how Goku was portrayed. I was going on, and then I stopped at the dragon.
Okay, you're just talking about one movie here.
Okay,
what makes them the same?
About Batman and Robin then. The Batman and Robin, unfortunately, although the cast, the actors and actresses are great, they're well known. I did not I hated their portrayals as Batman, Robin, Batgirl.
But the cast is already better. of the two, the cast is better. Or you put them at the same level?
For me, it's the same level. What do you mean? Like
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Justin Chatwin are the same level for you?
For this movie, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on. I thought their acting was pretty bad.
We're not talking about the acting. All I said was the cast. The cast selection.
The cast selection? Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger has had great movies.
And how is he as Mr. Freeze?
I thought it was terrible. I did
you
not
didn't,
like
You didn't think he's memorable as Mr. Freeze?
In a bad way. Not for me.
Okay, yeah, in a bad way, but is he memorable?
No.
Darkseid.
You are not quoting Mr.
My opinions.
Darkseid. Like, come on, give it a rest.
Exactly.
Like, it's Ed's decision to be.
Heck yeah.
He thinks that Dragon Ball Evolution is better than Batman and Robin. They're both shitty movies. Then what the fuck are you arguing then, Ed?
Exactly. No, I'm not arguing. They're the ones arguing because they so love Batman and Robin so much.
No one loves it. No, but what they're saying is this. They're just saying that Batman, if you were going to watch one movie over the other at any point in time, if someone says, all right, this is the only movie you're going to watch for the rest of your life, you would choose Dragon Ball Evolution over Batman and Robin. We get it. Cool. That's your decision. If that's what you want to do, that's fine.
I never said that. Never said that though.
That's what they're pretty much asking. They're asking.
But honestly, like it's the same level. Like I wouldn't want to choose any.
I know they're the same level. Which one would you rather watch?
Yes, that's such a dumb. I hate when people do that. Like you choose one or the other. I wouldn't choose either. No, that's the whole point of me. I was asking the question.
Yeah.
If you had to choose one, which one would you choose?
That's dodging
Even
the
if
question.
it's Dragon Ball Evolution, I'd be like, okay.
It's okay. If you don't want to answer it, I mean, I'm lying.
You just want to answer.
Let's keep moving on. Anyways, because
then it's pointless and having that conversation with you if you're not gonna be honest.
Yeah, this is
that was my first thought. Like neither.
All right, let's move. Anyways, so James Wong. I mean, as far as this movie is concerned, right? I remember James Wong from nothing, honestly. So that's why I had to look up his filmography.
Same here.
He's actually had to work on. And there's actually there's one movie on here, two movies on here that I actually liked. And I'm surprised, that James Wan put out such a shit movie. I mean, granted, everybody has a flop. Everybody, I don't think there's any director out there that hasn't had a miss as far as blockbuster hits. But the main thing, I mean, first thing that I enjoyed was the X-Files. Well, it was three things, actually. X-Files, the series, I absolutely loved it. It was a great series.
Oh, yeah.
Another one, American Horror Story. I loved American Horror Story. Were there some episodes that are better than others? Absolutely. But American Horror Story as a whole, I thoroughly enjoyed it. What was the other one?
He did Final Destination.
Final Destination 1. I definitely loved that one.
He did surprisingly he did the one with Jet Li.
That was actually my favorite movie that he's done. I loved the one. When I watched it back in the day in 2001 as a kid, I thought it was awesome. I mean, I think that was the time of Jet Li's biggest hype at the time. He put out
he was all hype back then.
Yeah, he was all hype. He was one of the hype action stars at the time. In the one, I thought they did a great job, especially between him doing the double roles and so forth. It was really cool for them to do that. I think that was one of the first times in the action movie they've done the double role thing to that level. I know there's other double roles that they have done, but that was at the time I thought it was really cool as a kid.
What about Double Impact?
I was gonna say
with Van Damme.
Does he play?
I thought it was
Meltdown.
Impact? Wasn't it Meltdown?
Double Impact.
I think it was Double Impact where the
guys, you're thinking Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Double Impact. I don't know if that was the one. I can't remember.
I just looked it up. It's I see Jet Li Meltdown.
Twin brothers, Twin brothers are separated when they're so it was. But at the time, I'm talking about when I was a kid. Like I didn't know about no Double Impact. I just knew the one. And like I said, I was riding the hype train of Jet Li. The same time period of Hero, stuff like that. Like really good movies. That are one of my favorites to this day.
Lethal Weapon.
He was in Lethal Weapon, wasn't he? Jeez.
Huh. Remember he dismantled the gun with one hand?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. But that was Lethal Weapon 3, right?
Four.
Yeah, where he was in it. But it was still, Lethal Weapon series, legendary. But yeah, I am actually surprised that anybody could look at the script, Like, and I have to agree with you guys. Like, holy shit! I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I mean, growing up, Dragon Ball Z, watching 50 episodes of Goku turn into a Super Saiyan, just legendary shit back in the day. To this day, I still keep up. I keep up with the manga, Dragon Ball Super manga. I read that every week or every month when it comes out. I don't really watch the anime at all. I feel like the art style is boring and I don't like it, but the manga is good. So I watch the manga every month, and everything else. And I watch YouTube clips of Dragon Ball Z probably once a week. The fact that anybody could come up with this bullshit of a plot that made no damn sense. It was one of the trash movies of all time. And somebody says, you know what? I want my name behind this. Directed by James Wan. Like, I would have fought the studio left and right to get me out of my contract. I'll pay you to get out of my contract.
It should have been directed by Alan Smithy.
Yes,
it's Alan Smithy?
Smith?
The pseudonym that people use when they make bad movies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think you're right. I have to look it up.
Yeah, there's like one name that everyone uses when they make shit movies. Because they don't want their name attached to a movie. So like Hellraiser 4, I think, and a bunch of other movies have like, I think it's Alan Smithy. Even though
that's a real person, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
No, okay, no.
What's a pseudonym that
sucks?
You're right. Alan Smithy was not, and never has been a real person.
Yes, there you go.
Pseudonym used by directors who wish this on the project. Yeah, but there's actual, there have been people who have actually put Alan Smithy in.
This should have been directed by Alan Smithy.
Right. Yeah, it was absolutely horrible. And I have to agree with you guys. I did not understand what the hell was going on. Now, granted, was I paying 100% attention to this? I'm going to be honest, no. I was multitasking while watching this. But when I was watching this, I was at one point sitting down and watching this intently. And I was confused on who the fuck is Goku? Goku is supposed to be was he an alien that came with Piccolo to take over the world like 1,000 years ago? Or 200 years ago? Like, what was Goku when he turned into the Great Ape? When he even turned into a Great Ape? Ozaru.
He turned into a human-sized ape.
Yeah,
he turned into a werewolf, basically.
He turned into a werewolf. It was Teen Wolf. Like, what was Ozaru? Was he supposed to be Piccolo's like homeboy or something? Like, what was that? Like, were they homies back in the day?
So that part is still confusing because watching it again, it just quickly shows how Goku made it to Earth.
Yeah, as a baby, but I don't. Yeah, it was
like so quick.
Yeah, it was too quick.
But they kept doing like the prophecy, like a prophecy. Piccolo and Ozaru fight, and during the blood moon eclipse, and Ozaru helps out Piccolo, and that's the prophecy. He's supposed to save the world. We got to put Piccolo back into the jar. But what about the Great Apes? I don't know. Nobody said anything about that. It was confusing because I don't know who everybody was. No, I know who everybody was based on just the names. But who the fuck why was Goku even there in the first place? Like, if you know that, did no one know that Goku was a fucking ape at any point in time? Was it only because of the eclipse that he turned to a great ape? Was it because of the full moon? Because if it's just like in the anime, in the manga, when it's a full moon, if they have their tail, which Goku didn't have a fucking tail, they turn into a great ape. He didn't have a tail,
exactly.
He turns into a great ape. But for some reason,
every other full moon that's happened in his lifetime never turned him into an ape until this time when he was fighting. Was that Piccolo?
That was Piccolo.
Yeah,
Piccolo.
Because
I know like there's more of his race that comes. So I don't know if that was Piccolo or it was someone of.
Well, no. Here's another thing. Piccolo does say, I think either in the beginning or the middle of the movie, that the Earth was once destroyed 2,000 years ago by Piccolo and Ozaru. So Piccolo obviously is 2,000 years old. Goku, either he's 2,000 years old also, or another Ozaru, a great ape.
Yeah, it's probably another Ozaru.
Okay.
But see, that another thing is that Gohan in heaven or wherever he was at, he was saying, but you're Ozaru or something like that. Or Piccolo even said that Ozaru was you in the final battle, whatever. Like, if it was a different Ozaru, how did Piccolo know that Goku was Ozaru if he is not My head.
It's so dumb.
See, Ed,
So dumb.
how you see, the funny thing is that as you're thinking about this, like trying to go through the plot,
It hurts.
This is how I think anytime. This is how I feel every
I
time
know
you
what to
talk.
say.
Every time you talk,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
like, when you try to come up with something, and you say, "Well, I'm gonna come up with a transition." Well,
Oh my
I'm like,
god.
Golden transitions.
Yeah, golden, more like golden showers. He's just pissing.
Oh, wow.
Pissing all over
Wow.
us in this podcast. But no, but seriously,
there's so many plot holes.
it is. It's a lot of plot holes.
There's a ton of.
It's trash.
And how the hell? Wait, was that Chow Yun Fat?
Chow Yun Fat. How
It was.
How the hell is he Master Roshi?
But how did they get him in this movie? Like, was he down? Like, was Chow Yun Fat like down?
He must have really needed the money.
He must have needed.
Oh wow!
There's no way, as a Dragon Ball fan, like if I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan, I'm coming into this and I'm like, you know what? I want to play homage to the movie. This is a great honor. I get to play a character within the movie, and then I see the script and I said, I think I literally said, I think the script they use like. James Wan must have wiped his ass with it and gave him a script and said, "Hey, just read from this." And it's pretty much improv because it's absolute dog shit. It was literally like, it reminded me of like so back in the day, Fast and Furious. It has the same kind of feel, like how they shoot like that, how they have the feel of it, and this is like. They are trying to be edgy and they failed horribly. Like they tried to be cool, they failed horribly. Like Yamcha is in here
so hard to be cool.
Like
Yamcha was so lame, and I love Yamcha.
Yeah, I love Yamcha as a character.
Like, oh god,
like, there's entire like fan fiction stories of Yamcha. They turned Yamcha into a badass. That Yamcha, his memory was erased. Like he's actually like this super warrior and this thing and the other. And make Yamcha like the personality of why he is the way that he is actually cool. Now this is fan fiction, and like they turn like you can make great fan fiction and you can make great story and make it something new. And listen, we've talked about this before. Like directors and creators making something their own. They don't have they have the source material, but they have to make it something that actually works for the series. But this is a completely horrible thing that they did.
It's
absolutely
horrible. Was Chi-Chi a fighter in the anime?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was she?
Yes, she was a fighter. She fought.
Wasn't she like a?
She was the fox.
Well, no. I'm more
Darkseid,
of a Dragon Ball Z.
Darkseid, shut the fuck up.
Green Tuner.
You're about to give him help. Don't let him get.
No. Green Tuner is more of a Dragon Ball fan. I'm more of a Dragon Ball Z fan.
Oh, I love Dragon Ball.
But even in Dragon Ball Z,
so I'm talking about Chi-Chi.
They referenced in Dragon Ball Z.
Well, no, I was going to ask you, Green Tuner. It was Chi-Chi of a fighter back in Dragon Ball.
Aside from the little blade in her head,
false.
Not really.
Green Tuner. You guys are some fake fans. Chi-Chi was a fighter.
In Dragon Ball, I'm asking.
In Dragon Ball, the original?
Yes, she was a fighter. In her later years, when she was older, when she got older, during the Grand Martial Arts Tournament, she was actually a fighter. That's how her and Goku actually got married. She said, I'm not. Why am I explaining this to you? Hey, of all people, you should know
like
this.
I said,
this
is referenced in Dragon Ball.
Like I said,
this was referenced in Dragon Ball Z.
My first introduction into the Dragon Ball world was Dragon Ball Z.
This was referenced in Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. They were married in Dragon Ball Z, and they had Gohan.
Yeah, but they reference it in Dragon Ball Z. That's how I know it. Yes. That's how I know it.
They referenced that they got married in Dragon Ball.
How did they reference more than they got married?
Let me ask Darkseid.
How did they get married?
Yeah, Darkseid. How did they get married?
No. You're the one.
Since he knows.
He's already.
I'm not saying I know. I'm just saying I know that.
From what I remember in Dragon Ball Z, I believe they got married at or before or during the tournament.
Didn't she trick him into marrying him or something like that?
She said that if she beats him, she can be able to, and she wins, and then he has to marry her at that point.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, so she says, if I can beat you, she's like, if I can beat you, we have to get married. Goku is like, okay, and she ends up tricking him and actually wins the tournament, or she wins the match against him, and it wasn't because he was stronger than her, or she wasn't stronger than him. I forgot how she won. I think it was I think he accidentally got knocked out. I think he accidentally.
Big fan, tell us.
Ed, you didn't even know it whatsoever. You
No,
don't
I
know the
just said
details.
it was either before or out of during the
Ed,
tournament.
you didn't know shit about it. You had to ask him whether
Dragon Ball Z
you had
fan.
to ask him. You had to ask Green Tuner. Hey,
Yeah, because Green Tuner is
were they a
more of a
fighter?
Dragon Ball fan
You should
than
know. She
knows more about it.
She
Yeah,
actually
he's right.
trains. She actually trains.
It is. I just looked it up. She was in the tournament.
She trains
with
Goten. She trains Goten.
Yeah, Ed.
So Gohan trains Goten.
Oh my goodness! This is how you're a fake fan.
No, Kiki trains.
Hey, I've never been.
Also,
I've never.
But
I'm not saying Dragon Ball Z fan. Okay,
they both did. They both did. No, they both did. Goten. Kiki did train Goten, and then when Goten became a Super Saiyan, it scared her, and she said, "Don't ever do that again."
But go back.
But later,
when you listen to this podcast, listen to this again. Yeah, you would have known. If you saying you didn't know, you asking Green Tuner if Chi-Chi's a fighter. She trained Goten before he turned Super Saiyan, and then when she turned Super Saiyan, she still trained with him, but she didn't allow him to turn into Super Saiyan.
I just said that.
But why would you? If you knew that, then why did you ask Green Tuner? Was she a fighter?
I asked if he was a fighter in Dragon Ball. I know she's a fighter in Dragon Ball Z. I'm asking if she's a fighter in Dragon Ball.
Like I said,
if she's a fighter in Dragon Ball Z, then she's a fighter.
Yeah, she's a fighter.
Like in
if you know Dragon Ball
Z, the same
Z,
scenarios like Goku went through, like of course she didn't fight Piccolo and stuff like that. I'm just talking about that scenario, like Bulma, Yamcha, and I forgot the pig's name. They were always there hanging around Goku. Kiki wasn't, from what I believe, but they were always
she was later in the series.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
What was I gonna say?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Anyway.
Yes, we're exposing the fake. We're exposing the fake.
I'm a Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly.
More than
even
a Dragon Ball
Z fan, you're a fake fan. Okay, go ahead, Great Turn.
False. But good.
So let's talk about Dragon Ball E, the best Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball E, the best adaptation of
Dragon Ball.
of
Dragon Ball series. Yeah, no. It was so the good things out of it. So let's talk about the good things. I mean, we could shit on Dragon Ball Evolution all night, and I think it's very simple. I mean, obviously, it's not a great.
Piccolo looked okay.
Okay, so now we lost all respect for you. He he looked like shit. He looked like someone just took some green spray paint and put it on a regular ass dude. They're like, there's nothing else that they could do.
That's what him. Piccolo looks like in the anime, except for the two little antennae.
No, the two antennae and he doesn't have eyebrows, but he has like
the turban.
No, not even turban.
He has little tendrils. He has a little tendrils.
I'm not talking about these. I'm talking about he has no eyebrows, but he has like
he has like a pronounced brow.
Protruding, the pronounced.
Like Piccolo was the first to have
brow.
That.
Yeah, but
before Super Saiyan 3.
This Piccolo looks like. I mean, they could have done something to make him look other than obvious guy.
Compared to the other ones, compared to Yamcha, compared to Chi-Chi, compared to Goku.
Okay,
he looked better.
No, they did the perfect Goku hair. He tried to put too much gel in his hair, and then he sucked it out, and he was like, "Whoa, I'm Goku."
Compared to Master Roshi, come on, that was the worst Master Roshi.
No, that was the worst Master Roshi. I mean, he was lecherous at certain times. I
sort of, but I want like the old. Because he's supposed to be like an old, feeble-looking guy. But he turns yoked whenever he
fights.
Wants to fight. Yeah.
No, I mean, I agree. Master Roshi was the worst representation by far. Yamcha was trash only because of the fact that we're going back to
Master Roshi was the worst representation by far.
No, I'm saying no looks looks wise.
No
looks wise.
way.
He looked like he had hair. Master Roshi
character-wise too.
Master
you
Roshi
like Master Roshi?
By Dragon Ball Z standards.
I think that fucking Goku was worse than Master Roshi. At least Master Roshi was played by probably the only entertaining character actor in the movie.
Okay, I'll give you.
He brought at least something to the every other character was garbage.
Looks. We're not talking about acting. We're talking about looks. Master Roshi was a black-haired, guy in his 40s, young guy. As opposed
so, what is the question? Sorry, who's the best looking character?
Let's say,
compared
to representation
to their anime counterpart.
Yeah,
which one looked the closest?
Which one? Oh well, I mean that extremely loaded example, Green Tuner. Then Piccolo is None of them look like their anime counterparts except
none
Piccolo.
of them do, but some of
Goku.
them look closer to their anime counterparts.
Well, Bulma wasn't bad. Bulma wasn't too bad. Other than
Bulma wasn't bad.
Then she,
Bulma
other fact,
actually,
she had a blue streak in her hair, even though it was supposed to be all blue. So she was okay because in the Dragon Ball series,
she's played by a better actress. That's all.
Yeah, she needs to be a better actress for sure. But I mean, look what she had to work with though. She had to work with. I mean, I wanted like the Dragon Ball where Goku, finds Bulma naked and is like confused on like why does she
when
not
he's
have a penis?
touching her
private parts. Yeah,
I'm sure that exists somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
sure it does.
that's in the anime.
I know it's in the anime.
It's
I'm
innocent. It's innocent. It's
I'm
not
saying
made.
what Creamcast is saying. He wants that in a movie, and I'm saying I'm sure.
Remember
that's
how
out there
Master
somewhere.
Roshi made Bulma?
Yes.
Yes.
I see Master Roshi one where he snuck into the toilet bowl just to wait for her.
I want Master Roshi where he found like Bulma is like, hey, give me the Dragon Ball. I'll give you the Dragon Ball. Or no, if you give me the Dragon Ball, I'll flash
me.
you. Yeah, I want that type of Master Roshi. Now, did
I'm
Master
sure it
Roshi
exists somewhere?
Now, did this Master Roshi, was he lecherous? Absolutely, and I think that's that's part of the personality.
And a pederast too. Let's not beat around the bush here.
We're beating around the. Well, he doesn't want to be around bushes. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
no, he does not interested in bush at all. But from what I see, anyways, yeah.
So, but Master Roshi. I mean, and that's funny because if you look at the anime and you base the Master Roshi back on Dragon Ball versus Dragon Ball Z, completely I think they realized that there's certain things
they
like
toned
in Japan,
them down.
Yeah, in Japan, they could get away with it, but not because Dragon Ball became a success. It's kind of like the Disney touch, like oh shit, like everybody likes this in the world. Like, get rid of the the pedo type of stuff. Let's focus on more him just being a lecherous man. But at least all these women are like of age, which I do appreciate, but I understand different cultures, different ways of looking at stuff. But when you talk about just by looks, Piccolo, I didn't think Piccolo looked that great. Piccolo just seemed like a dude. I didn't say
he looked good. I'm saying out of the cast.
This movie,
that's low hanging fruit. But
this movie,
out of that shitty cast.
This movie was a WB sitcom. All right, let's not beat around that bush. This is a WB sitcom. It had the budget of an episode.
Entertainment.
Yeah, it had the budget of Power Rangers or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sure. Right? They wrote it hard, but they used that high school set to the most of their extent. They used that sweet party scene, which is in the anime, by the way.
Which one?
What?
The sweet party scene where Goku is,
Shut up. Okay. All right.
You mean
what? Did you not see that episode where he's where he goes to the party?
Scene?
Yeah.
He's trying to get laid. Remember that episode where Goku's trying to get laid in high school?
Yeah.
That's actually why Broly was angry, because Broly was actually in the party and he didn't like how he was treating his friends.
Actually, Broly is in the movie, by the way. If you guys didn't notice that. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Broly is actually in the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Where?
Hey, see, that's why you're a fake fan. Ed. You don't love
you weren't paying attention to Broly,
the masterpiece that it is.
No. Speaking about DBE,
okay.
When Bulma said, where Goku was asking Bulma what that device was, the Dragon Radar, and she said, "Oh, it's something."
I already made 2 jokes about this already, but go ahead and underground.
But then Goku said, "Oh, it's a Dragon Ball something. I don't know, with the E indicator. I don't know. Oh, a DBE. But yeah, it's watch it again. I blacked out when I saw that part.
Indicator starts with an I, right?
Sure. I blacked out when I saw that part.
Also, he doesn't know how to spell. Leave him alone.
Also, you failed.
Damn Siri.
Damn Siri.
No.
You should know.
This explains a lot.
Bitch Siri screwed me again.
Anyways.
So just
he had Siri read out the movie as he
it was terrible. I should have.
Yeah, inside joke, guys. Ed, when he texts to us, he uses Siri to
sometimes when I'm driving.
To text
That's
to
what
us.
He claims he uses Siri.
He's using Siri.
You know, Apple's Siri device always misspells every damn word in the English language.
But it's never him having a typo. It's always Siri.
No, it's always Siri. It's Siri.
I believe him.
That bitch Siri.
I believe him. So I mean, I believe him no matter what.
Siri has a poor grasp of the English.
Well, it's not. It's like it's saying something else that I did not say.
Yeah, and
what was also missing? Krillin.
Krillin. It was missing.
I was waiting for Krillin to pop up.
Yeah, Krillin is missing.
He has no nose. They couldn't find a guy with a nose.
I want Mr. Popo. I just want a white guy with black paint on his face with red lips.
Yeah, like basically all you need is blackface. Yeah, you need blackface.
Just give me blackface Popo. Like if you're gonna fuck this movie up this bad, might as well just make it.
You need a guy in blackface in a turban, doing like this.
A big fat guy.
A big fat guy in a turban in total blackface.
Yeah. I don't want him to be
for
black.
The lips.
I don't want him to be black. I actually want him to be Caucasian. I want the biggest contrast, and then I want blackface in the front. I don't want blackface in the back. I don't want him to be black in the back. I just want like the paint. Like we ran out of budget, and we can only do.
You can see like right underneath his neck where it meets the shirt. You can see the white skin.
Yep, that's what I want to do. Like if you're gonna go all the way to that level, might as well just go all the way. Fuck it, and just make the worst movie of all time. I mean, because then you'll be more memorable at that point. Well, to back up. Ed's claim earlier of where pretty much he said that he will watch Dragon Ball Evolution over Batman and Robin.
Didn't say that, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's pretty much what he said.
Nope,
when you look at the Rotten Tomato scores, he's actually right. He's not alone in this feeling. Dragon Ball Evolution did outscore, as far as Rotten Tomatoes is concerned, did outscore Batman and Robin. So
58.2 million.
Well, when I went to stream it, like how you see stars next to it,
right?
It was actually like halfway in star wise, so it was like 3 out of 5 or 5 out of 10 or whatever it was. And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Did I just hate too much in this movie?" This was before I watched it, right? And I was like, "Maybe I missed something because so many people are okay with this movie." And then when I finished watching it, I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I would give it 5 stars just to meme. Just a meme.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's what it is.
I think it's
memeing,
people are absolutely memeing and giving it 5 stars just because, it's such a shit movie, it becomes good. This is the only movie we've watched on the Blrd podcast, I think, that has actually been free. First and foremost, to watch this movie, we can watch it on Tubi. I don't know where you guys watch it. I watched it on Tubi for free, which came with ads. And I'm not gonna lie, the ads were a little bit more entertaining than what was happening.
Yeah.
Tubi. The ads were welcome.
I watched it on YouTube.
Yes.
I was looking forward to the ads.
I'm not gonna lie, when the ads came, I was like,
thank
sweet
God
relief.
There's an ad.
sweet relief. And
funny thing, after watching it, I last night, because I downloaded Tubi, I saw that The Last Dragon was on Tubi, so I watched that.
Wait, you watched this? When did you watch this?
Last night.
Holy
Last Dragon?
Again. I watched it again.
Wait, why would you do that to yourself?
It's good. I saw it when I was a kid, and I thought it was good. And
Dragon Ball Evolution?
No.
Oh, The Last Dragon. Oh, The Last Dragon. Okay. I was
Is that Bruce Leroy?
Yes, Leroy.
Yeah.
And I forgot the actor's name, but he's also a singer. He's sadly passed away, but I had a big crush on him.
That movie's amazing.
Yes,
Last Dragon was amazing.
It's a comedy.
Yes,
but it's good.
It's funny as hell.
It's really good.
But yeah, no, I mean, I didn't watch anything else. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
The bad guy was great.
He was. They need to reboot that.
He was so over the top.
They were going to reboot it at one point, and I forgot what happened to it. It's probably just some production hell. And plus, when you have such a great movie like that, there's just certain times that you shouldn't make sequels to it. Like good thing, talking about
a sequel.
Like you should make they were going to remake it and do a remake, or they were going to make a sequel to it.
Yeah, look what happened to Coming to America.
That's literally what I was going to say. Like, Coming to America was perfect in of itself. Like, you didn't need a sequel to it. Now, I haven't watched the sequel mainly because of protest.
Don't watch it.
It was a protest because I'm like, the first one is so good. Like, why would I need to see the sequel? It
is one of my top movies of all time.
Yeah, it absolutely.
The original one. I love that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only good thing about that second movie was Snipes.
Yes, Snipes was good.
If we could have had a standalone Snipes movie, it would have actually been better than the garbage that was given to us.
Haven't seen it.
Snipes is actually, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I watched the movie recently with Kevin Hart, that Kevin Hart miniseries, where he's like, it's like a story of his life, and Snipes is in there as his brother who just got out of jail, I think. And Snipes is actually really good in that, and I think people forgot how good like Snipes is. Like,
he's a good actor.
He's a really good actor, and I'm watching.
It was just cool seeing him in a comedic role.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what he is in the Kevin Hart movie. He's kind of comedic at the same time. It was a little bit more serious, his role, but yeah, it's still good. So, but yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution. The one thing, let's talk about this real quick. The audacity of this movie. I don't know if this movie was self-referential, like it knew like how shit it was. The fucking ending.
I know what you're about to say. I know.
The audacity of this
stinger.
Oh no, the
stinger.
It's a mid credits sequence.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that part because I just like
the one
you missed the mid credits sequence.
You missed
when the credits hit. I just
are we talking about the Piccolo in bed?
Yeah, Piccolo in bed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people were gonna be clamoring for a sequel.
Yeah. Like, did you not watch your own movie? And if you watched your movie yourself and you felt like, damn, yeah, this motherfucker fire, to be able to include a mid-credit scene, like how delusional do you have to be?
Well, I believe the time that this movie was made, that was all the rage. You had to put it a mid-credit scene, like it was no matter what you're making. Everything was designed, and I'm sure the intent for this was to franchise this series out. So
yeah, absolutely, they wanted to turn into a franchise. But the thing is this: I don't want Goku. My Goku is not going to be some spiky-haired, gelled-haired kid who turns into a miniature ape. Who is supposed to be this legendary ape who just goes from I'm an ape to oh man, I can control myself. Let me kill my Master Roshi, and then after I kill him, be like, no, what did I do? And like the fact that
Kamehamehas were so lame.
The Kamehamehas were bad, but
they were fireballs.
But the thing is,
it wasn't like a beam or anything. I was like, oh,
and you can bring him back. He can bring people back to life with it.
He shoots a Kamehameha wave into someone's chest. Roshi shoots a Kamehameha wave into Goku's chest, and then he comes back to life. I'm like, no, that blows a hole through his fucking chest.
Yeah,
not be like, hey, I'm gonna give you my energy, Kamehameha. Like I'd be like, dude, what the? If I'm like, granted, they didn't have Krillin in there, but if Krillin, let's say Yamcha, I'm looking at this like, yo, what the, that's literally the opposite of what you need to do.
Which one is the fat ninja that cut Goku's tail?
Yajirobe.
What's his name?
It was Vegeta's tail.
Yeah. He
it was Vegeta's tail. Yeah. They should have had him in the movie.
Yeah, they should have. Yajirobe just cuts off, he doesn't have a tail, we just cuts off Goku's head and just be like, oh, that's Dragon Ball Evolution. That cut, go to black, movie over. I'll be like, you know what?
That would have been good.
That's a good ass movie. Yeah. I would be like, you know what? That shit deserves an Oscar. That's fucking amazing. But no, Goku just literally turns into an ape, kills Master Roshi. Master Roshi has enough breath to be like, Goku, don't let the ape, don't let. What do you say? No, I think we'll just say I'm gonna paraphrase, but don't let the ape win. And he's still choking him, and he just I'm like, dude, what the? And then he turns into, after he kills him, he just looks at him, and he's having this whole flashback in his head of when he's a human, still killing Master Roshi, and then he only turns back into human after he kills Master Roshi. I'm like, yo, that's the most forced death I've ever seen in a movie in my life. And Master Roshi
they just needed an excuse in the plot to waste the wish.
Waste the wish, right?
That's what it was.
It was horrible.
Oh god, it was so lame.
Yeah, it was horrible. And I'm just like, God, this is bad. And then I'm thinking, at least in the final battle, Goku is turned back into a regular ass Saiyan, well, human. I don't know what the fuck he's supposed to be.
I don't know what he is.
But I'm thinking the last battle with him and Piccolo. I'm like, oh, yo, they're about to go on some, super fast speed, I was thinking in the movie they're just gonna have the camera just going back and forth, oh my god, it's so fast,
teleporting,
in the anime. They can't actually have the budget for it, and the graphics weren't up to CGI wasn't up to date. So I thought that they were just gonna be oh my god, they're moving so fast, and someone's just gonna narrate the battle. But then they just went with that weak ass Kamehameha wave. I'm like, at least you can do special beam cannon. They didn't do no special beam cannon. They didn't do, no good Kamehameha wave. I'm like, what the fuck? Who watched this movie and said this is good, and then had the balls to have a mid-credit roll to be like, you know what? Yeah, we're about to make a sequel to this shit. This shit's about to make us rich. This is literally, I don't think we've seen, other than the Asian chick who played Chi-Chi. I don't think we've seen any of the other actors. I don't know any of them. I don't think we've seen them in any other movie. This movie was literally a career ender.
Aside from her and Master Roshi.
Oh, Master Roshi. I mean, Chow Yun-Fat.
Yeah, Chow Yun-Fat. He's obviously a very well-established actor, but
John, this was John Wan's last.
To anyone that's listening, this is the movie that we're talking about that Ed prefers watching over Batman and Robin.
Didn't say that.
Okay, go ahead, Ed. What were you saying?
Didn't say that.
No, based off that.
Didn't say that.
What do you want to say?
But this is what's his name? John Wong?
James Wong.
Yeah.
James Wong.
Jeez.
This was the last film he directed.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, no other. I mean, who would want to pick him up after that? I'm not gonna be like, damn, dude, you made nothing but bangers. Like, you just came off the high of Dragon Ball E. Oh my god, I want to hire you. But this actually is. I don't think this is the. Was this the last
quintessential?
Movie?
What you saying? The quintessential movie.
Quintessential.
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 He got it. I mean, nothing but bangers right now. He's got it. But yeah, this is a horrible movie. So, okay, so let's go ahead. Darkseid looks like he's tapped out.
Yeah, he's about to doze off.
Yeah, he's done talking about Dragon Ball.
Darkseid.
I think ever since we exposed Ed as a fake fan, I think he's
we did.
Yeah.
False.
That's all I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
He came in with an agenda. He
are we going into blurries then?
Let's go into blurries. Let's talk about it.
All right, Darkseid.
Oh. What is the lowest amount of blurs I can give?
1.5. 0. I don't know.
Zero blurries. Let's say
I'll give this 0.5 blurries.
Wow.
Okay, so 0.5.
Yes.
Wow.
0.5 blurries.
That's pretty high. That's pretty high.
Mm.
All right.
Let's get in there now.
Let's ask Ed Underground before he get his views changed based on our score. Ed Underground,
which does not happen. Before I get my score, I want to say this: that I've seen YouTubers do a better job than this movie. YouTubers.
I agree.
So I give this this is only the second score of it, a 1 out of 10.
What's the first one?
What is it called? Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin. You gave it 1? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Green Tuner.
One blurry.
One blurry.
Mm.
You know what? I'm gonna show this movie a little bit of mercy. I'm gonna give it a 2. 2 blurs.
That's respectable.
Was it horrible? No. I mean, was it horrible? Yes. But at the same time, could I watch this movie with the sound on mute and just have it in the background, or just listen to it in the background while I'm doing work? Absolutely. It was a great movie to ignore while I was working. I had it in the background.
I could watch this movie in maybe 5 years from now when I forget how shitty it is.
Oh, so you wouldn't
watch this movie again?
You wouldn't watch it like, hey, look on TNT, like Dragon Ball E. No. This is how bad that movie is. I don't think this movie would show up on TNT. I don't think even the Sci-Fi Channel. I don't know if it's still up.
I've never seen this movie announced anywhere on anything.
Well, like I said, this is the first movie that we've ever reviewed that was free to watch. All the Batmans you had to have a subscription on HBO or Hulu. Every series that we watch has been on HBO, Hulu, or Netflix. Yeah, this is the only one that I was able to watch for free on Tubi. It's absolutely amazing.
I literally just saw the ending credits. Why?
I just like
Piccolo. To the
party. I just like Piccolo. Like, he's just chilling in bed with and he just looks back like, hey, like, hey boys, I'm here. Like, dude, what the hell, man? Like,
I mean, that scene. You bring up a good point. Yeah, I also detected the subtle acting change in Piccolo in that scene where he turns his head, because I bet you in the sequel that was not
going to be good.
It was not King Piccolo. It was Piccolo.
Oh,
yeah,
you
could tell.
But that's messed up because.
Shut up.
You shut up, fake fan. So in the anime,
let the actual fans speak.
In the anime,
go ahead, guys.
Demon King Piccolo
spits, the actual
and that's what I'm doing.
Speak.
He spits out an egg, and that egg is the Piccolo that we all know. But that Piccolo is not fully grown. He grows up at around Goku's age. So we see Piccolo and Goku growing up.
I mean, it's not like they didn't take a million different changes, liberties with this already.
You want them to be accurate with this?
Yeah, with the egg thing, Ed was like, whoa, guys, I'll buy everything in this so far, but there's no egg here.
Yeah, there's no egg. I want
everything else was great.
I want to see. I wish I would have saw like Piccolo shoot like a grade A egg, just a large egg just comes out of his mouth. He
Like an ostrich egg comes out of his mouth.
No, I just want a regular chicken egg, spit on the ground, and then he gets blown up by the fireball.
This was trying to be a little more realistic, so it would have come out of his cloaca, and then he would have had,
interesting. Look up cloaca for fans.
Yep.
For all of our Blrd fans, look up, type in cloaca HD close up.
And I would say, make sure you're not around anyone when you Google this.
Yeah, what? That's biology. It's biology.
It's natural, dude. It's natural. Dude.
It is natural.
People eat chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They need to know where the chicken comes from.
You've eaten cloaca.
Absolutely.
Ed goes especially for the cloaca.
Yeah. Butcher shops. They're like, you want a breast or a thigh? No, fry me up.
No, cloaca place. Pounds of cloaca.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Cloaca place.
Yeah, give me some gravy too with it. I want to make it realistic. But no, this track. I don't know what they were thinking with that Piccolo scene because I think, and the funny thing is, wasn't that woman in the Piccolo scene at the very end?
Yeah, the one that almost got killed by his
henchman back in the day, right? So
henchwoman or whatever.
Henchwoman, yeah. So the fact that he went back to her, she's willingly servicing him.
Yeah, like she was basically to take care of this world destroyer.
Yeah, makes no sense.
Yeah. She saw the good in him.
Oh, right, because he's not King Piccolo anymore.
She can change him.
Oh my goodness.
She can change him.
He's not King Piccolo anymore, but he looks exactly like King Piccolo.
I mean, Piccolo.
Yeah, that's just like in the anime.
Yeah. Like in the anime.
Women like bad boys. Come on.
Yeah, they do.
To change them.
Yeah. King Piccolo looks like Piccolo. Or Piccolo looks
that makes more sense. That makes more sense than it being the Piccolo we know.
He can't. He slapped her up a little bit. He said, "Hey, I'm sorry. I was going to destroy the world. I realized they're in my ways. Please take me back." And then she's like, "Okay, baby, lay down. I'm gonna get you some soup." And I'm rubbing food. But
hey, that makes sense though.
What if he turned around and said, "I just had the craziest dream."
Yeah, and that's what the movie ended.
It was like,
it was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
And then you see like 50 seconds of like a real Dragon Ball movie. Like Goku comes out with actual Goku hair.
Yeah, like there's like a perfect representation in real life. Right. We only see him for 2 seconds. He's like, "Wake up, Piccolo! Frieza's attacking the world!"
Like, I'm about to use my instant transmission. Like,
Oh,
like my mind
cut the credits. And James Wan's like, I got your money in 2 hours.
But if they actually did that would be the greatest.
James Wan was the ultimate prankster.
Yeah, that would be the greatest rug pull of all time. Yeah, I'm just man, that scene. I remember watching it. Like, I was actually just skipping ahead, not thinking there was going to be trailers at all. I did not do any research on this movie. I don't remember this whatsoever. So I was like, let me just skip to the end just so that I can say I've watched it all. And I was fast forwarding through at the very end, and I just saw, like, I'm like, why is there random actors right here? I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, did I get an ad or something? And then I ended up watching it, and I was that really, I'm like, granted, Dragon Ball E was a bad movie. That is what solidified it as a terrible movie because. I mean, I know movies do this all the time. Like a good example, like we were talking about earlier, was well, not earlier, but we talked about in previous episodes, or maybe I was talking to you guys offline. Dracula Untold, how they were having the dark universe and they were going to make this whole cinematic, monsters universe.
The Dooku.
Who?
What?
The Dark Universe Cinematic Universe.
Dooku. So I thought you were talking about Count Dooku for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
I was like, no, I'm like, that's the Hammer.
It's called the Dooku.
I was really confused, but yeah.
Give it some respect.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And this, I still want that. I really want that. I mean, granted, we got the
better too. I want that Dooku with all those actors that they signed up.
Yeah, I mean, they had. Yes. I mean, first they had Tom Cruise. Then they had
Johnny Depp, Jonathan Depp, Javier Bardem.
They also had did they have him? No.
Yeah, Russell Crowe. Javier Bardem was from Frankenstein.
Was
Angelina Jolie? There was some other big female character.
I forgot who else.
Someone played Bride of Frankenstein. It was a big deal.
But they were gonna have. But long story
Yeah,
short,
it was a big deal.
yeah, they were gonna do it.
I'm gonna look up Dooku.
And
I'm looking it up.
And I actually wanted more because of the fact that what's that movie with Sean Connery that was
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yeah, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which was, I know they wanted to have that as certain like a precursor to it, I believe, or that was like the original, like the original.
No, it's totally different.
No, but I thought that was supposed to be like a spinoff of that or something like that. I forgot how they were going to do it. I remember reading a whole bunch of stuff about it, but it made me very excited.
Yeah.
It made me
It's Russell Crowe,
was
Javier Bardem, Tom Cruise, Jonathan Depp, and the girl who played the Mummy.
The Mummy,
yeah. I really wanted that really bad. And
I know. There's you look up Dark Universe, is that great shot of all the actors.
Yeah, and that was good.
God damn it! There's some reality out there in the multiverse where we could have been watching Dooku movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this is
really bad Dooku movie.
Yeah, but the
thing is, it could have been amazing.
But the thing is, this is
you like the Mummy?
I didn't mind it. I thought it had potential. I'm not saying it's great,
but
I like the idea of Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Yeah. I wanted that movie, and they teased so much cool shit, and I never got it.
And this is what I'm saying. Like with Dracula Untold, there was the teaser scene at the end. Also, even in the Mummy, there was a teaser, a mid-credit roll.
I remember it.
Where he's in the desert and he resurrected dude back to life, and he was his companion. And then with Dracula Untold, I love Bram Stoker's Dracula, one of my favorite books of all time. And seeing that and getting me so hyped for a sequel, and I'm like, holy shit, this is gonna be badass. And then nothing. The whole
that in Dracula Untold, doesn't it just that Stannis Baratheon is not Stannis Baratheon, it's Tywin Lannister.
Tywin Lannister is
Tywin Lannister is like alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, he thought he was dead.
Yeah, he's like, let the games begin.
Yeah,
and he finally Dracula ends up seeing Mina reincarnated
right
in the future, and he says the poem to her, or not a poem. He says something to her. Yeah, he says a poem to her. She's like, that's my favorite poem. Like, I love that. I love Dracula. I love vampires.
Dracula Untold was an interesting concept.
It was a very interesting concept. It was good, and it didn't deserve as much hate as it got, I don't think. But this is like, there's certain movies that have the audacity, like Dragon Ball E, to put a mid-credit scene thinking that they're going to get a sequel. And then there's stuff that it was decently good that could have a lot of potential in the future to get made into a series and have a mid-credit role, and nothing happens of it. Or I don't think that was even a mid-credit. I think that was just the final shot of the movie. But I'm like, come on, like, it just irks me. Like, we were in a period where mid-credit scenes were a popular thing, and there's a lot of movies that never got anything, and then we have movies that had potential and we never get anything out of it. So makes me upset that Dragon Ball Evolution thought it was on the same caliber as good movies like that deserved it. But it is what it is. Hopefully we never get another live action Dragon Ball Z movie or Dragon Ball movie. I don't think I want to see it.
I think Green Tuner brought this up. They do exist.
They are live action. It's just that they're mainly
made
in Japan.
for
they don't make it all the way over here.
TV Japanese. Yeah.
Didn't
they exist?
Did they do a live action one that was like a Power Rangers type thing, where it was like, you know, they didn't fly in the air, they just fall on the ground, and like they punch somebody and they would just have sparks come out their chest.
I know there was one in Japan that they made years ago, way before Evolution. I've never seen it. I've just seen like a small clip of it. I can't recall if they were flying around and stuff. But I would like to see a Dragon Ball type movie, a live action movie. But I think it would be very difficult. I've seen YouTubers do good jobs, but for like but
that's a fan film. It's not a full feature. You know,
that's what I'm saying. I've seen fan like films, like 10-minute fan films that are pretty good, pretty decent for a YouTuber. But for a grand scale of like Hollywood trying to do something, I think it'll be very, very, very tough. Would like to see it. I would love to see it, but I think it'd be very tough. You got to get the casting right. You got to get the CG right. You got to get a lot of things right. The story, the plot, everything pretty much right. And I have not seen a really good anime adaptation, a good one that is pretty much to the T of the anime.
Yeah, it's a hard concept to do, and like, you know, with future films coming out, like Akira is being made into a live action movie. That is something.
We talked about this. I believe that they have done that well.
Yeah, it keeps being in production, and it's always pushed back.
Yeah. I mean, how that
I pointed it out before, but I'm a big fan of the movie. But Speed Racer, I think, is a very good adaptation.
Oh,
Speed Racer
They did a very good job, but that's mainly because the Wachowskis understood anime, more than a typical director would, like just an adaptation. They adapted an anime and like top to bottom adapted an anime.
They knew how to make it look like. They knew how to.
They made it look like a 60s anime.
They knew not to turn
or
Speed Racer.
Anime,
they didn't want to turn Speed Racer into Fast and Furious. Like
they were faithful.
They kept it very close. Yeah. But they adapted their filming style to the kinetic nature of a English adapted Japanese anime from the time period where everyone talks fast and all that stuff was,
right.
Like,
that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, Akira is cinematic because it's a movie. Mm-hmm. So I think that's easier to translate into a motion picture.
Yeah, I thought
than a series like Dragonball.
Yeah. I thought Akira, the anime, I really loved Akira, the anime, and I thought it was really good until I read Akira, the manga.
Yeah, I know.
Akira, the manga is so much.
Still have to tackle.
Yeah. But it's so good. Like, I mean, I never want them to make a movie. That deserves a mini series. There's so much they cut out of Akira. Yeah. When you read the manga, like when they made the movie got the best hits, but there's so much stuff that they cut out.
The movie was so good. It's still
movie's very good.
Yeah, the movie's good.
Very, very good.
The manga is very good, and I had to agree with Darkside. They cut out some stuff for the movie anime because I mean there's no way you could be able to put all that into a film and tell a cohesive story. So what they got right, they got right. It was perfect the way that it was. It's just that, you got to work with what you have. So if they're under adaptation to a movie, I'd rather them base it off of the anime movie as opposed to the manga. Yeah. Which I'm assuming that's what they're doing. So,
but I'd rather them do adapt the manga, do another anime, do an anime, but do an anime miniseries.
Yeah, kind of
I really don't want them to do live action. It just wouldn't make any sense.
It's kind of like what they did with Berserk. Like the Berserk initial series, was still based off of the manga, very close to it. It just wasn't. It didn't include all the special details. There's a lot of details that they missed out, but they got a lot of it.
I'll say Golden Age.
Yeah, they really well. Golden Age was practically on point. It was only after that point where and granted they didn't get much into it until they did the movie series that recently came out not too many years ago. But we'll see what happens. I'm definitely looking forward to an Akira series. How they did with Ghost in the Shell. I still haven't seen Ghost in the Shell. The live action.
I thought it was a decent adaptation.
It was decent.
Yeah, it was decent in terms of more it drew from Blade Runner than it did from anime origins.
It looks amazing. They got a lot of things look wise of the city and technology and stuff like that. They got that pretty down. And that one fight scene in the building, I think it's in the beginning. I thought was pretty cool. That's what kind of drew me into the movie. Story wise. It's kind of loose compared to the
story wise. Adapted the anime pretty well.
Well, no,
it was a fine movie.
Yeah,
I think it just got a lot of undue hate because of the main character
swapping.
Yeah, but I think isn't that how it was in the anime anyways? Because she's an android, right?
Yeah, they've made a point of saying that she's not in the body, she is Japanese, but in the future, your physical appearance is irrelevant to who you are. You know what I mean? So it made sense in what they were showing. It was just an excuse to cast Scarlett Johansson. Let's not beat around the bush here.
100%. Yeah, they won.
But that's one of the main features of the character too in the anime is its sex appeal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Ghost in the Shell. So.
Yeah, I have a wild thought. This is probably what never happened,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day we'll see.
That is what your wild thought.
It would be awesome if Hollywood or someone with a lot of money would just like pick up certain YouTubers that have the creativity, the eye for how a Dragon Ball Z movie could be. Only two comes to mind. I don't know their names or their YouTube channels, but one did a Android 18 and 17 fight scene against Gohan, and I thought it was pretty good. And there's another YouTuber who did Majin Vegeta powering up, and they're both live action. The Majin one I'm talking about, it was a built actor who has the same physique as Vegeta, and his hair is like golden, and he has textured gloves similar to how Spider-Man has that textured suit. Vegeta's gloves are like textured like that, the patterns and all that, and all white. I'll find a video later, but it would be awesome if they like someone with a lot of money.
I think they've done that before and it doesn't pan out. I'll have to research it.
I mean,
because you can do a good fan movie doesn't necessarily mean you can do a good full length.
And when
movie.
we say fan movie, it's like a fan snippet of a fight or a sequence.
Yeah, and they sound pretty good.
Yeah, directing a full-fledged movie is way harder than a fan fight.
No, I get that. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it ever happened. But I mean, that idea came to me because I know Sega, they picked up a artist to do the Sonic movie.
Of course, we're going there.
I mean, that
you found a way to.
Hey, it happened.
Like Sonic.
Speaking about Sonic, for those who don't know, Supersonic, the idea of Supersonic did get inspired by Super Saiyan Goku. So transition complete. But another company that also like brought someone from YouTube was Disney to do the deep fake for Luke Skywalker. So that's why that idea came to my mind. Like, okay, it'll be awesome. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Where am I?
I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. Sir, wake up.
Sorry. Is this a sneaker corner? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, man. This is,
remember not to let.
Get a merciful sneaker corner. Can we get just to wake us up here?
Too long.
Good Lord.
I mean, I saw
that ran the gambit from all the way to friggin' Sonic.
All I'm saying
he was 2 seconds from getting the Killer Instinct here. I would have shot myself live.
No, that's like all I'm saying is there are creators out there who do this just because of the passion or whatever. And if a company saw that, which they have in certain people, bring them up.
Yeah, but you just said it. They did it to do a deep fake of someone's face. They didn't bring him on to direct an episode.
I said Sonic as well.
Yeah.
Once again, but even that scenario.
Did he direct the
Sonic? I don't know what that means.
The guy
he didn't direct Sonic movie, but
his point still
they brought in a YouTuber who was doing a Sonic project just out of fun, out of passion. They saw his work, brought him in, and he fixed the Sonic that we know. Just saying.
But the thing is, I think what
still looks like shit.
But I think what Green Tuner is saying,
to you who's not a fan, but go ahead.
You're talking about a fight, like you're talking about a visual change. What changed from Sonic, the old Sonic that we saw, to the new Sonic was
the real Sonic.
It wasn't. Yeah, the real Sonic wasn't storyboard. It was literally cosmetic. So they had to change him cosmetically, but his lines didn't change. And then also with Luke Skywalker, it was that person who did the visual effects, he updated maybe Luke's face in a deep fake, but did not change the storyboard. So I think I think that it's hard. I think it's hard to, like, when you see, like, I think I know about most of the Dragon Ball live action fan fiction stuff that you've seen. It wasn't, people weren't really raving about the story. It wasn't like the story was good. It wasn't like the acting was good. What people are looking at is like the visual effects. And while that's cool, like visual effects, but I would say for most movies that even if you have decent visual effects, it still won't save the movie of being a shit movie. And like a good example I can think about that is like the Matrix Resurrection. So Matrix Resurrection was action wise was shit, and visual effects weren't that impressive, and it was rated, and people overall, for the most part, I think we gave it a decent score, but it wasn't that good. It didn't save the storyline. The movie itself wasn't that good. So even if the visual effects and everything else was on par, I still don't think it will save the movie. Now with a Dragon Ball movie, it would be very hard. First, you have to do a good story that's going to captivate people outside of just Dragon Ball fans. Now, we see anime movies and anime mangas, or we see anime movies like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, do really good. My Hero Academia do really good as movies, but those are a different medium than what would be Dragon Ball Z. If you're trying to make a live action, so you have to transcend what an anime can convey. Animators and so forth, they can convey action, the slow scenes, all that shit very easily, because they're gonna do that shit in Japan, and all they're doing is dubbing it to the United States. But for an American audience, there's not been many movies, especially movies coming from overseas, that will translate well into the United States, into their sales.
Oh yeah, I get that.
So I think that it's very hard, even if you got a YouTuber to help out with a scene, that scene in and of itself is not going to be enough to make a good movie. You're going to have the acting on point, everything else. In Dragon Ball Z, when you take anime into live action, is super hard. That's why you don't see really that many great movies of live action or anime adaptations into live action. It's very hard. It's very hard. And
it's extremely hard unless the source material comes from a cinematic point of view. That's what I'm saying. Like if they made Akira into a movie, it's easier, because when that anime movie was made, it's a very cinematic anime. You're talking about people on motorcycles, and then like the only stuff that would be like otherworldly would be, like the creatures or whatever, which can be CGI'd. But the moment you have aliens that can fly and teleport and fight, punch 100 times a second and do all this crazy shit, it's harder to translate that into
I'm
live
not
action.
Doubting that at all. I'm not doubting at all. I'm just saying that I believe there are creators out there that, not just on the visual, but also on the written creative, like Akira Toriyama. He brought in, I think his name is, I'm going to probably butcher his name, Toritaru, who is helping with Dragon Ball Super, the manga, the story.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you bring up a good point.
That's another medium, though. That's manga.
But bring up a great point. Dragon Ball Z up to this point is not known for its story. It's mostly known for It's known for its action. It's action. Yeah. And let's say.
I would say both.
No, come on, be honest. Dragon Ball wasn't really that good.
Dragon Ball had more of a story than Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, the original Dragon Ball had more. It was an actual
Dragon Ball Z's story is just a repetitive cycle of the same damn thing.
I'm not saying it's not.
Villain arrives that's stronger than the previous villain. Goku finds a way to defeat him.
Yeah, and then Goku finds another power level, and they're still on that.
Like when you think about Dragon Ball Super, like let's say with Goku Black, right? That story is not a great story. It's literally the same thing where Dragon Ball, it's the same cycle over and over again. It's a repeat almost of the original Android Cell series where, Trunks gets his ass whooped in his time, has to go back in the past, get Goku and so forth. It's a regurgitation of that to an extent. Now, do they include expanding the universe? Absolutely. And I think Dragon Ball Z had to do that. So they had to expand the universe to make it more realistic, because it came to a point. That's why GT stopped where it kind of did, because at that point, Goku had faced the strongest villain in the known universe at that point, to a point where Goku literally becomes a god. He pretty much gets his
Who was the strongest villain? Because I never, like I said, I barely watched Z, so.
Omega Shenron. At GT, if you're going to talk about series, Dragon Ball Z, it was Majin Buu was the strongest. That ends the GT.
That was the last villain, yeah.
Well, he's the strongest. He was the...
And the most loved one is Frieza, right?
Frieza was most loved. He's the most...
I would say still is, yeah.
Yeah,
still is the most loved villain? Okay.
Yeah, so like for Dragon Ball, it was King Piccolo. Demon King Piccolo was the last bad guy of that series, but the main
King Piccolo was. All the other ones were just humans that were really good at martial arts.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna talk about all those guys, but Red Ribbon Army.
Tai.
Yeah, Red Ribbon Army was the big villain.
The Red Army was awesome.
Yeah, they were awesome.
They were
pretty awesome. But Red Ribbon Army was the overall arching like human bad guy in the world. Then became King Piccolo. That's when you start getting expanding the universe a little bit. Dragon Ball Z, the big bad guy at the end of it was Majin Buu, and then we go into Oob and so forth, where it kind of ends. Then we go into Dragon Ball GT, which was Omega Shenron. You had Baby and all these other stuff.
Who's Omega Shenron? I'm just trying to picture him in my head. I don't even know if I've ever seen that character.
He's towards the end when he fights Fused Vegito.
Wait, how do you spell it?
Omega.
Vegito?
No, man, whatever.
Omega Shenron. Omega, like Alpha Omega.
Yeah.
And then Shenron.
You've probably seen him before. He's like he's all white, kind of like a dark purple.
Oh crap!
Yeah,
I've never seen this thing before.
Because GT is trash. It's absolute trash.
It is, except for Super Saiyan 4.
No, Super Saiyan 4 is even ultra trash. That's super trash.
Super Saiyan 4.
I've seen the dog person.
Dog person?
But I've never seen the one with the big ears.
Dog person.
He's like purplish, looks like a
He's from Super. He's talking about Beerus or Beatus or
Beatus. He's talking about
Beerus.
Yeah, Beerus.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's Dragon Ball Super.
That's Super, yeah.
But okay, so just to wrap up my point, I don't want to go into this deep diatribe about Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Super is nothing. It's not about story. I have to agree wholeheartedly with Darkseid and Green Turner. It is purely cinematic. Mostly cinematic with a lot of lore in the background. There's a lot of stuff in the background to unpack where they could make it into a series and it could be a really good series. It could be made into a live action because it's a great cinematic movie. There are still great scenes like when Tetsuo is about to get blown up to Kingdom Come with the laser from the satellite. Like,
Tetsuo! No. Who was he? The one that they kept screaming his name?
It's Kaneda.
Kaneda.
But in either case, all I'm saying is that with Dragon Ball Z, you have to make a real story after that, and our real acting. You have to have real story, and that's going to be extremely hard to do because the source material is not known for that. Dragon Ball Super, they're just getting to a point where they're actually adding bits of story. They're adding things that people thought were taken canon before, like with Goku's mother, Broly being the actual thing, Vegeta actually having other brothers, or having another brother and so forth. Now they're actually making it into a more of a story, which, no offense to Akira Toriyama, because he has worked on other stuff outside of Dragon Ball, but there's no real story to it. I mean, all the characters for the most part are named after a theme.
Plants or...
Yeah, like we have Frieza, Cooler. Stuff, we have
Cell.
Alec, gas, oil.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, he's very simple, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's not really based on a huge story. So making this into a live action, it will be extremely difficult to do because a director coming in, like we see what they did with DBE. They tried to do their own thing, and it actually turned out to be complete shit because one, it's hard to be serious about the source material while creating a brand new story that one has to be true to the original source material, but then fans will actually love. And when I've seen the YouTube stuff, like Green Turner and Darkseid said, focuses on one particular fight. It really doesn't, the acting is not that good. What people go there for is the hype of the battles of, like, you're talking about the one After Earth, whatever, or Afterlife, that was with
I'm not even talking about that at all.
With Trunks and when he was fighting Cell live action. And that was kind of cool, but what people cared about was the fight scene. They didn't care about the acting. So that's what I'm saying. It's hard to do.
Like I remember in high school, because in high school everybody was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z, right?
Right.
The one thing that people would always talk about was the fights.
Yeah.
They never talked about the stories. They never talked about all these things. All they talked about is like, did you see the fight? How he did this and that and that and that. It's always been the same with Dragon Ball Z. It's just the fights. People love the fights.
Yeah,
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. I do believe that somehow story can be important too, not just the fights in a live action.
I mean, it worked. It created a whole generation of people that truly love Dragon Ball Z and
animes also.
It made anime cool.
It made anime
cool. Not just that. I'm saying without Dragon Ball Z, I don't think a lot of animes today would even exist.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it made it more palatable to Americans.
It's Americans, yeah. I mean, Japan is huge in and I mean, anime is huge in Japan. But I mean, I think I'll just end with this. If Dragon Ball Z was easy to adapt, I guarantee Funimation would have signed license over a lot quicker to other studios outside DBE to make a live action Dragon Ball.
Because
it will pull it
money waiting to be made.
It would literally pull in. I think if it was good, it would pull in Avengers level money easily. Yes. I mean, we see movies. If we can see anime of like Mugen Train and Jujutsu Kaisen doing well, which are to the masses are relatively unknown animes, and they can shatter box office records and do very well. I guarantee for Dragon Ball Z, my wife doesn't watch anime, and I guarantee I could tell like Goku, she'll be like, "Oh, that's that Dragon Ball crap." Everybody knows about Dragon Ball is a household name.
That's that anime guy.
Yeah, she's like, that's the anime guy. That's the
anime.
It's like
What about Sailor Moon?
I would love to see it. Well, there's actual
for Creamcast wife.
Mm-hmm. Well, she knows
for your wife. Did she?
She really wasn't big into anime like that. She knew about Dragon Ball.
Because I know, like, even people that are women that aren't into anime per se will like Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
it seems like somehow Sailor Moon was able to shed its stigma of being an anime.
Well, because it's cute girls, and they'd be like, "Oh, that looks cute." They're like the Barbie dolls of the world. Yes, and Ed would have been Sailor Uranus for sure.
No, I would have been Tuxedo Mask.
No, you wouldn't.
Like,
you would have been Tuxedo Ass.
No,
tiny little tuxedo.
Tuxedo Mask.
And you would have had, you just had a hole over your butt cheeks talking about, "Yeah, I'm Sailor Uranus."
You'd be in a totally different movie, Ed.
No,
his transformation is as he gets naked. That's all he does. He just gets naked. He doesn't even regress into anything else.
Clothes will come back on him.
He just twirls around.
Yes,
I'll be Tuxedo Mask, but I'll be dating Sailor Mars.
He'll have assless chaps.
Assless chaps.
Like, yeah.
No.
You think
Sailor Uranus?
You think this wand is actually a weapon? It's not.
No.
It's actually my Hitachi one.
Wow.
Like, where do you store that? Where do you store that? Because the anime, they have the little beacon thing. Like, where do you store your little beacon thing at? Don't worry about it. I always keep it on me.
Boss,
you
two would be the cats, and Dark Side would be who would you be? I don't know.
Ed, you cannot stop the fact
you two would be the cats.
You're Sailor Uranus.
No, Dark Side,
Sailor Uranus. That's it. You are Sailor
who's that evil? The first evil person that they follow? I don't know, but you two would be the cats. Yeah,
I know you know way more.
Right, cool.
Ed, you can't beat Sailor Uranus. I'm glad that you tried.
You're Sailor Uranus.
Sure, I'm a cat. Sure. Yeah, I'm not.
I'm Tuxedo Mask.
No, you're not Tuxedo Mask. Anyhow,
Moon Knight.
All right, so we gave it the blurs and everything, and just before we end, I think we agreed we were gonna list our top
Dragon Ball characters. Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna
characters?
I don't know. I was just asking. Suggesting.
Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do top Dragon Ball characters. Top 3.
Oh, top 3.
Yeah,
okay.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah, top 3 Dragon Ball characters.
I
know what mine are.
Okay, Master Roshi for sure.
For sure.
It's on the top. It has to be.
It has to be.
Damn. Trunks.
Wait, what Trunks though?
Sword Trunks. Future Trunks.
Okay, yeah.
No, wait. Is this Dragon Ball Z Trunks or
just Dragon Ball
Super?
together?
Okay.
Dragon Ball together.
Well, y'all think you want Dragon Ball Super Trunks?
Yeah, you don't want that Trunks.
Yeah, he's kind of soft.
Oh no, I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z. I haven't watched Super. I haven't watched GT. I haven't watched any of the other ones.
Trunks. Okay.
Yeah,
exactly. And then the third one would be Majin Buu.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Dark Side.
Top 3 characters.
Yeah, top 3 characters.
Yeah. If anyone says
it would be
in this group, they can go to hell because I hate everyone's favorite is Vegeta. I hate that.
No,
Dark Side.
It would be Yajirobe.
He's literally googling.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not.
I love Yajirobe. Right. Such a good pick.
The monkey, Bubbles the monkey.
Yes.
Wow.
Bubbles the monkey. And Mr. Popo, because he is the best character. And they're trying to cover up what Mr. Popo is. Mr. Popo.
Which Mr. Popo? Blue Mr. Popo or black Mr. Popo?
ain't no blue Mr. Popo. My man.
It's only black.
That's it.
Okay.
Top three.
That's a solid choice.
That's a solid choice. Okay. Hey,
Okay.
you wanna go?
Yeah, I'll go. Starting from 3, Frieza,
Nice.
Vegeta, Goku.
Of course, Vegeta. And of
Wow,
course,
what a
Goku.
what a great list.
I said starting from
basic
3. I
bitch.
said
What a
starting
great
from 3.
list.
Basic.
Vegeta,
bitch.
no, I say,
You basically give us
Frieza.
the list that any random fan will give
Any
us.
friggin' yeah.
I didn't hate on you guys
anyone
and give
could
you a
get.
list.
Yeah,
Did I?
because mine, at least ours were different. They're not
But
your run of the average.
Mine's is different
basic
too.
ass list.
Mine's different too.
Goku
So
and Vegeta.
I said top 3, starting with 3. Frieza, second. Vegeta.
Frieza I can respect. Vegeta and
Okay.
Goku are the lamest choices ever.
Hey, those are my choices. That's my
Alright.
opinion. That's your opinion. So ha ha.
Fucking basic.
They're not even the
animals.
most
I grew up
interesting
with those
characters.
characters.
They're not. It's not an. Yeah. Ugh.
I like.
You know-
I like
you know what's
Goku is
interesting?
not an interesting character.
You know what's
Or
interesting?
in Dragon Ball Z.
What is the name?
me,
What is the
it
name of that the big android guy who dies fighting Cell?
No, don't say shit. Let me finish my list.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because
Okay,
shit,
yeah, Creamcast.
fucking hell.
You know what I've noticed? There's a trend of us always ignoring Creamcast like lists. or
Creamcast.
ratings.
Wait, there's a trend of you
We
guys
always
hitting.
ignore it for
Hold
some
on, hold
reason.
on. There's a trend of you guys hitting on my list. I like the color blue. Oh, this is why you don't like the color blue.
Did I
Or
ask
something.
you for your input, Ed? Did I ask for your input?
Well, I got 2 words for you. All you
Shut
guys.
Yeah.
All right, Creamcast.
All right, so my list. All right. I would say number 3 would be Broly. I think Broly's pretty cool.
Nice. Oh,
It's
Broly.
So basic.
bro.
Hold on, no, it's so basic.
No, Broly's not
But
basic.
no, it's not basic. He's probably
Come on, I know so many people who like Broly.
No, but I'm saying Broly. But you didn't say that.
You said
I
top
miss-
3.
You said
Yeah.
top 3, yeah. So I say
Yeah.
Broly's my number 3 because he actually
And
has.
Vegeto's number 2 for me. But oh no.
And
it's
Goku.
basic.
Yeah, that is the
Oh.
whatever.
Go on.
All right.
All
Broly.
right, so Broly would be number 3. I would say at number 2 would be Piccolo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Piccolo, because Piccolo is like he's literally like the father dude of everybody there. He's like,
Yes.
guys, stop being so damn stupid. Like,
Go on.
he's actually
He's the one that actually took
Reasonable.
time to take care of people and give advice.
yeah, like especially when he fused with Kami, he went from like, I'm just gonna beat your ass until you know how to do a special beam cannon and Masenko Haas, and then all of a sudden, he gets in with Kami, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I'm back. I came back with the milk. Like, I'm trying to make you a better man." And I appreciate that. I like when he was with Gotenks, he treated Gotenks, Gohan or Goten and Trunks. He treat as their master when they did Super Saiyan 3. Gotenks, he was like training them the entire time. It was like really cool. So I like that about him. So yeah, Broly, Piccolo, number 1.
Garlic Jr.
Cooler.
I forgot about garlic.
Yeah, Garlic Jr.
Remember
for
Garlic?
sure. No, actually, Android 16. I think he's one of my favorite characters in the whole series.
Yeah.
Is he the one I was thinking of?
Yeah, Android 16. Yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
reason why I say Android 16, as far as the series is concerned, because he's the only one that actually had a dilemma, like an actual dilemma, as far as personality wise.
Yeah, he had development. Yeah,
he had development.
growth.
He was literally when he initially got put online, he was there to kill Goku. Like, his whole thing was, I'm here to kill Goku, like, straight up. And they're like, he doesn't want to kill, Android 16 didn't want to kill nobody else, but he's like, my mission prerogative is to kill Goku. And then by the end of the series, he was willing to blow himself up and take out Cell, by himself, which I have everybody there. And he was just a quiet dude. He was the reason why, he's the only reason why Cell lost. If it wasn't for him, everybody's like, oh, it's Goku. No, it wasn't Goku. It's Android 16. If Android 16 did not have his head thrown and get killed, and intentionally knew he knew he was gonna get killed by Cell. If he didn't sacrifice himself, the Dragon Ball Z series would have stopped right at Cell. Cell would have taken over. There would have been no Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and so forth. So Android 16, yes, that would be my favorite character in the series. I think
Solid choices.
Yeah, I think Goku and
Solid
Vegeta.
choices.
Thank you.
because
It's the obvious answer. It's the most obvious. like lame answer that you can give when it comes to like top three. Just Frieza I can respect.
Yeah.
Vegeta and Goku I can't respect.
They're boring.
Okay.
Oh well, we do have a viewer who is put their top three in. So Bandito Max says his third one would be the I think it's Cyberman. I always mess that up. Cybermen, which were the little small green guys that Vegeta and what's his name?
They're blue, weren't they blue?
No.
Oh no, yeah,
blue.
there's those little green
Nappa.
brain-looking guys.
I was thinking.
Real fan here.
I was thinking
Real
Raditz.
fan
I don't know
here.
why I kept thinking Raditz.
Raditz.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was
Real
like,
fan here.
Yeah. So Nappa and Vegeta had brought the Cybermen and threw them in the ground. They grew up and they pretty much beat everybody's ass. But he says gang because they were gang. No matter what, they were about their people. Number 2 was Chi-Chi because she's thick as fuck. Absolutely. I would take Chi-Chi.
She's thick, yeah.
Chi-Chi.
Bulma though.
Nah. I would get with Bubble just for the money. But Chi-Chi, yeah, that's the real shit.
Chi-Chi for sure.
Yeah, because she knows how to hold a house down too. Like,
she's basically supporting that family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single-handedly.
Bulma would have left the kids alone and went in to do whatever research she needed.
But Chi-Chi's actually not broke either. I mean, her father was the Ox King.
Oh yeah.
So
he's
the Ox King.
So technically, she has money, and they even reference it in Dragon Ball Super that the money that she got from her father is starting to dry up because she's pretty much Goku doesn't work, she doesn't work, so she's pretty much using her dad's fortune to survive. So she ain't rich. She's not like Bulma rich, but she's not poor either. And then Captain Ginyu, because he's swag master, the Ginyu Force, they were badass. They did have swag with Jace and all of them.
I love the poses.
The poses. I mean,
I'm
not gonna lie.
the poses.
As a kid, I used to do the poses with my friends, and we would be super. I mean, we look stupid, but everybody knew when you did the Ginyu Force, poses and show.
Yeah.
You were about that life. That was gang for life. So.
Again, same thing. Another solid list.
Yes.
Not your average lame, boring ass list.
That's your opinion.
Goku's
That's
number
your
1.
opinion.
Goku turned Super Saiyan 3. He's awesome. Vegeta can't do that. If Vegeta's number 2, I'm so tired of Vegeta losing. I
am as well.
Well, that's why you're Vegeta and I'm Goku.
No, I am Goku.
Vegeta's always second to Goku. And I'm like,
yes.
Akira Toriyama, I'm like, come on, man. Like, at this point, I'm tired of Goku being the savior for the most part of, other than with Gohan saving the day. Goku is always the savior. I'm ready for Vegeta to have his character arc, do super ego, or ultra ego, and be the guy now to save the day. But nope, he's getting his ass by granola, getting his ass whooped again, getting his ass whooped by gas, and I'm just tired of it.
That's super stuff.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Super stuff. But anyhow, I'm tired of talking about Dragon Ball Z. I'm not gonna lie, DBE's giving me hemorrhoids. It's painful right now to continue to talk about this shit. So. Do we have any other things we want to talk about with Dragon Ball? Or Dragon Ball Z?
I think I'm Dragon Balled out for now.
My Dragon Balls are out now.
They were out the whole time.
The cool thing about this though is that we think we're gonna do a new series. Just reviewing old movies like this, anime adaptions, and see how good they are. Now with a fresh set of lenses, as we're older, was the series that bad? As with Dragon Ball Evolution, I think we came to the conclusion it was that bad. Probably
bad.
Probably worse than what we initially expected.
It is worse than I remember.
Yeah,
that's how bad it is.
It was not bad enough to walk out of, but it is bad in of itself. So
bad enough.
But we'll see. I think for the next series, we talk about possibly doing Avatar. Last Airbender.
Airbender. Okay.
We do Death Note. Yeah, we could do
Death Note for sure.
Attack on Titan. There's quite a few that we could do.
Demon Slayer.
No, I don't think there's any live action Demon Slayer.
But live action.
Dragon Ball and the Seven Ball? No,
Seven Ball. Dragon.
Seven Balls.
Dragon.
No. It's Sailor and the Seven Balls.
Sailor Moon and the Seven Balls.
Sailor Moon and the Seven Balls.
Did you buy that from C2?
No, it was a.
It was a friend of ours.
A friend of ours.
Yeah, a friend of ours bought it.
A friend.
You don't remember this?
You were with us.
I bought it. I would tell you if I bought it, but
I was
didn't
there for you
buy that one.
guys. I think Jake was there too. I think.
I'm not gonna give away names. But
we're not giving the names of people, but
damn,
there's a friend of ours who bought it. What the hell?
I call this person out.
I think Snake was there too.
Okay.
Oh no, Jake. Now you're gonna say Snake. I mean, come on, Ed. Please do better. But there we can also review, which is not a bad series, live action, done decently well, was Samurai X. That was live action
Samurai
as well.
X. I haven't watched the live action.
I haven't either.
Have you guys at least watched the OVAs? Samurai X.
I have like years ago.
Yeah, Trust and Betrayal and all of them.
You know which one's a good old school anime that we can watch?
What's that?
Samurai Scrolls.
Samurai Scroll, yes, we can. But that's
because I remember really liking that when I was young.
But we don't want to talk about the movie. That's a fucked up movie.
You're talking about Ninja Scroll.
Ninja
Scrolls. I'm sorry.
Samurai Scroll. Wait, which was one Samurai Scroll?
I don't know.
I've never heard Samurai Scroll.
Yeah, what are you guys talking about? Ninja Scroll?
Ninja Scroll.
Do you mean Ninja Scroll?
That was a solid movie.
Yes, so Ninja Scroll's a solid movie, but it's fucked up.
Wait, is this related?
Well, there's one scene. There's only one scene that's fucked up, but otherwise, aside from that scene,
I mean, there's a lot of fucked up images in the series.
Is this related to
remember the guy with bees in his back?
That's what I was going to tell you.
I had never seen that before.
That's what sticks in my mind, the bees thing.
Wait, is this separate from Ronin Warriors?
No, the obvious thing I know what you're talking about.
The obvious thing I don't want to talk about because
But
no, I was trying to dance around that.
No, it's been a while, so I'm getting like my animes confused. Ronin Warriors, different, right?
No, totally different.
Okay,
totally different. If you watch Ronin Warriors, that's G-rated. Watching Samurai Ninja Scroll, the movie,
the KY, turn on the lights.
Turn on the lights. The opening scenes is actually there's multiple scenes like that. That's not the only one. There's multiple scenes like that.
There's only one that sticks in my mind. The unfortunately our word scene. But otherwise, like the fights were really cool. It because when I watched that, I wasn't too familiar with like some of like I said, the guy with the bees in his back or the rooftop fight or any of that. That was really, really, really cool.
The blind samurai.
Yes.
That was a cool scene. No, there was a lot of cool scenes in there. And I remember I watched this during The Matrix, actually, when I was The Matrix came out on DVD. I remember that series was on DVD at the same time, and I was like, yes. And I plugged it in, and I had to close my door. I was like, nope, can't let my parents let me know I'm watching this because this is fucked up. They just like, oh, you about to watch a little anime. You about to watch your anime cartoons, huh? I'm like, yep. They're like, why are you grabbing the tissue and the lotion? Like,
why are you watching your Asian cartoons or whatever?
Yeah, that's what my parents.
Because it's sad. You'd be like, because it's sad.
It's sad.
I need to moisturize my face as I cry.
You come downstairs out of breath just to drink the OJ in the fridge, like man, it's tough watching that movie.
I'm all dehydrated, Mom.
Man, you must have cried a lot of tears.
A lot of tears.
I did. She's like, what's all that? What's all that? What's that lotion smell? I'm like, your face is dry. Like, don't worry about it, my knees were.
Take it in your box of tissue, tearing it off. Hey, see you later, man.
Just ripping the box up. Yeah. But yeah,
where you going with that triple ply?
Why did it be so thick? Why is it so thick? Like, don't ask questions. But no. So yeah, a future part of the series. Yeah, we might make this into a little series of reviewing anime live action, maybe some animes too, and anime movies and seeing if they were good. I mean, like Ninja Scroll obviously was good. I might actually watch it tonight. But
let's watch Ninja Scroll for the show. I think
the show. Well, what is
for the podcast? Sorry,
but hold on. What is coming up is
no one cares.
Halo.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Sonic 2. I was like, no one cares.
Well, that too, but
no.
Halo. I'd much rather watch Sonic.
So let's watch Ninja Scroll for the next episode.
Darkseid really wants to watch Ninja Scroll.
We forgot about Halo. Yeah, so we need to start. We need to watch Halo. Actually, Halo comes out tomorrow.
It comes out to 2 a.m. I think.
Yeah, it comes out today.
Okay.
Well, you got to pay to watch it. So
what's it called?
Paramount Plus.
Premium Plat. Yeah. Paramount.
I have Paramount, so I'll probably watch it. But just a feature series. We don't have to do it next episode, but just a feature series where we review stuff.
Cool.
So. anyways, I think that we're pretty much blurred out. So
yeah, we're blurred now.
Unless you guys have anything, Ed Underground, you want to take us out?
All right. Next time on the Blrd podcast, we have Creep. No,
I didn't say anything.
I was actually
I was gonna let you go.
fine with that. I was fine with that.
That was pretty good.
The show.
I was gonna say, wow.
Sure. Well, wow, isn't probably bad, but it's not bad. It's not as good as my Joker voice. But next time on the Blrd podcast, we have Creamcast, Darkside, Green Tuner, and the Ed Underground discussing more nerdy topics. Catch you later next time on the Blrd podcast. You can also find us on all major platforms. You can find us on all major platforms. Oh, okay. And you can find us live on twitch.tv/the Blrd podcast. Blur you later. You
know, you just fucked it. Why you had it so good until you started doing the Dragon Ball Z outro music. It was good until
really?
You messed that up. Oh, jeez. Anyways, all right, guys. Blur you
Check
later.
you next time on the Blrd podcast.
Say blur you later, you bitch.
Blur you later. Fuck.